Welcome, Ultras, Switchy Sisters, and Danonites alike, to episode 36 of the weekly episodic gaming adjacent live stream podcast show. This is Switch to Ultra. Happy Metroid Monday. I am back. It is your MC Ultra. No mouth numbing, no sickness. All I have is a constant desire to cough now. The Game Awards are in 3 days, so we will be locking in our predictions for winners and the festivities in general. And we've all had a little bit of time to play a little bit of Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, and it seems everyone online already has very strong opinions. And yet again, out of nowhere, Mario Kart World has received another update. I'm your co-parent BHultra.
I'm your co-parent Switchy.
And I am your Funkle Dan.
And you're shrinking. And today, ooh, I scrunched you. I didn't. Hold on. There we go. We wanted to listen. If Dan's gonna be a semi-occasional guest, a semi-occasional host, and we are still wanting to have guests on the show, we need to find a place for him. Soon enough, he will get his proper name tag. I'm pretty sure that if my math is correct, or if my schedule is correct, that we have one more episode of Switch to Ultra before I go on a little bit of a hiatus, because this is, of course, part of the larger lineage of streams, and we're going to introduce our guest in a second, but I also want to say, if these playlists on my Turbo channel, which, by the way, Turbo channel now fully monetized, shout out, that's been a year-long experiment trying to get that to work, that I have playlists of all the years I streamed, and as of tonight, as of this stream, 2025 is the year I have streamed the most. This is stream number 192, beating out 2023's 191. And the reason we needed an additional guest today, because before, when it was just me and Switchy, it's like, okay, listen, we gotta mix it up a little bit. You know, you don't want to do the same people over and over again the same year. But since we've already popped that cherry, so to speak, with Dan now becoming a regular member, we thought the person who was the most passionate about Metroid ahead of Metroid Prime 4's release, when we talked about it, is, of course, our good friend ItsOnlyMagic, also known as Wyatt.com on the internet.
Yeah, it's me. I'm here. Metroid Prime 4 is real. It's no longer a mere fantasy. We finally have it in our hands, and everybody's like totally chill about it online, right? Like that's the one thing that is definitely true about this game, is that everybody is completely normal. The discourse is normal.
The thing is that, like, it's not even just like ads, okay. It's the two extremes, really. That it is the greatest thing ever or the worst thing ever. And, well, let me ask you guys, do you guys, because I was obviously sick the previous week, and I normally do like 3 hours on stream a day. So I came back on Thursday, and I was like, you know what, I'll just make up for the lost days, and I'll stream for like 9 hours. So I ended up playing Metroid Prime 4 Beyond for 8 of those hours, and I got to the ice world, like the next area where it's like, oh, the ice wolves attacked me, and I fought them off. That's the last thing I remember doing. Has anyone here beaten this game?
I have.
Oh my god, already?
Yep, I beat it on Saturday.
Dude, you know who you're talking to, man.
Yeah.
Now, when you say you beat it, what does that exactly entail?
That means 100% got all the items.
Wow.
Scans,
So did you do all the
etc.
scans?
Saw the secret Silex ending, all that good stuff.
The secret amiibo ending?
Yeah, the thing that yes, you can unlock it if you have the amiibo, which of course everybody's completely normal about the amiibo discourse too, right? Like that's definitely totally. I feel like
Listen,
sure.
I'm at the point now where, like,
do not go on Reddit.
I truly, like, amiibo to me, all the stuff in game is secondary. Like, I truly do not care about that. I got the bandana Waddle Dee and the Kirby figures because I like that you could swap them around. And then somebody in my chat is like, oh, dude, if you do them, like, in the game, you could change the icon of your character. I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's fine, I guess. Like, that's
cool. Like a little toy thing?
Yeah, like your little icon that you move around on the screen.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I'm
like
I just kind
of like the figures,
I collect a lot of toys.
Yeah.
So and I have all the Metroid amiibos. I actually don't have these ones yet, so that's why I need to really lock the fuck in and get 100% skins and items.
You
to
could
get
trade
that
in a
secret
bunch of
ending.
garbage at GameStop and
I-
get some amiibo.
Right.
maybe.
You know what?
Yeah, turn into like a taxidermy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, other than like the Smash ones, the Metroid amiibos go very hard.
They're
go,
really good.
Yeah,
the
even
Samus
before
card-
I was collecting them, I still have the Emmy one because I just love Dread that
Everyone
much.
looks great.
Yeah.
Everyone's really good. It's huge. The Ridley one's big. I love
Too
the
big,
Samus
someone
Returns
said.
ones. Yeah, perhaps. But the Samus Returns ones where it's Samus from that
I remember
game,
those.
and then the Metroid with the squishy Metroid. That's very good.
Oh, is it textured?
Yep, you can it is like a
That rules, actually.
gelatinous.
I was thinking since they did like the yarn Yoshi or the crafted Yoshi, I suppose. And
Yeah.
you guys were shocked that our girlfriend Wyatt has beaten the game already. You forget this is
How much
this
of a
is
sicko
this
I
is
am.
your game, right? Is that like what
Yeah.
what is the
Oh, yeah,
timeline
yeah.
of Metroid Prime 4 exactly?
Okay, so as far as for me personally, I've been waiting since 2007 when Prime 3 came out. For obviously Prime.
This is
3
how Dan talks
ends-
about Crafted World, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. This is me with Craft World.
But at that time, 3 was actually a pretty good ending to that trilogy. It was like a self-contained 3-game arc. It ended. Other M came out a few years later. This game is actually Prime 4, exceptionally Other M coded, which we will talk about, I guess.
Well, because people were upset about that guy that talks.
Yes, and there's a lot of the same discourse happening with it and Other
I just
M.
Maybe I didn't make it far enough in the game, right? I feel like I got a decent amount of hours in, but I heard that oh no, he's only in the opening of the game, and he was kind of there the entire time I was playing. So maybe I'm just a small fraction of the way through the game, but
well, here's the thing. I think what because people weren't
Right.
The whole discourse with Miles McKenzie, I think is very overblown. But also, I think the fans were doing too much to try to overcompensate or assuage their fears. Gamers in general, but a lot of Metroid fans especially, are very insecure about their series. So any type of discourse or whatever towards their series, they gotta be very defensive about.
yeah.
So that's why it was a fucking nightmare to deal with the Miles McKenzie gate, right
Especially
before the game
since
came
people
out.
have been waiting for so long. I don't know
Yes.
if the game, because that's I think the tough part is, and that's how I feel about the game.
Yeah.
I've learned also in playing it that I'm it's like the Mr. Krabs thing where it's wait a minute, I hate golf. Not that I dislike Metroid Prime, but I'm going around.
You just don't really
I'm
care
going
that
around
much
and
about
scanning everything, and I'm like, man, I don't really find scanning fun. This is
Yeah.
I don't really get anything out of this. But I don't think that's a criticism of specifically
Right.
Metroid Prime 4. That is what Metroid Prime. Not that the game's entirely only scanning, but that's sort of its main claim to fame.
Yeah. To me, I would say, and I maybe have a unique perspective compared to a lot of people, but I don't see, for me, Metroid is almost kind of like Gone Home or something like that. More so than it is some epic action sci-fi game.
Yeah.
It's just about walking through a weird place and being like, whoa, this is cool. What's going on here? And scanning things.
Yeah. My thing is, though, and maybe just because I was playing it while sick and I was like, oh, I gotta read all of this out loud.
Yeah.
That if they're already, people are complaining about these NPC characters, but if they're already gonna go the extra mile and have all this voice acting in the game, I don't know, maybe have a little robotic companion
Audio ones,
reading
yeah.
out. Yeah, if you scan something, then it's an automated message. It doesn't need to be Miles over your shoulder being oh, that's a Metroid.
Right.
Just something, you know.
It is?
Just to
I thought
yeah,
she
go
was Metroid.
Metroid's not in the
what?
game actually. Well, okay, so here's my
Hey,
thing
look,
is
there's
that
Metroid. Actually, that's Samus.
small mistake actually. People make that all the time. Well, the thing is that the fact that it is Metroid Prime 4. And when did Prime 3
Beyond.
come out? That was a Wii
Beyond.
game or a
That was
Wii Motion Plus
yep,
game?
2007. No, it was supposed to be a launch game for the Wii.
Okay.
It was just delayed because like to polish it up and everything. But I remember reading that in the Reggie book. He was like, this was supposed to come out the same day as
the Mother 3 remakes that he was working on.
Yeah, as the Mother 3 remake. Yes, the Mother even though the game hadn't come out yet, it was still
right. He was preparing
to be remade. Yeah. But yeah, so it was very early Wii days, like around this, I think maybe either like around the same time as Galaxy or like a couple months before it.
So my thing is, like, and I think I said this similar to, I'm going to shift this background over, by the way. I just noticed that. It's also like my similar take towards Mario Kart World, that like we hadn't gotten a new proper Mario Kart game since the Wii U, since like 2014. It was been a decade without a fully new Mario Kart game. And it left a lot of people disappointed. I sort of think that it couldn't have lived up to those possibilities anyway. And like you said, like originally Other M was going to be a new start, and that Prime 3 was a fitting end to the series. And I even heard, like, I don't know who said it, but there was like an interview or something where the developers said that Prime 4 is sort of, it's less of like a continuation of the first 3 and more like the starting of a new arc, ostensibly. And that's how I feel about it, is that it isn't Metroid Prime 4 as much as it is like Metroid Prime 1, 2, which sounds stupid. It's sort of like, it's important that it exists so that they can make more. Because you got to get over that hump of making the one that people have been waiting for so long, that it can't possibly be like groundbreaking. I hope that this means that like this isn't just, Metroid Prime 4 and then there's another decade. I hope it means it's like, okay, 4, 5, 6 over the next couple years.
Yeah.
Well, that depends on whether the game does well as well. I mean,
I think it has like good signs early on, but also,
I mean, the fact that it's the launch year of the Switch 2, like, I feel it's going to sell better than any other Metroid Prime game, solely off of people want games to play.
Yeah. Well, wait, I don't know about that. I mean, let's not forget Metroid Prime Remastered.
Did that sell really well?
I think it did, right?
Dude,
I mean,
that was like a million.
Sorry,
that was like over.
Go ahead.
It was a little bit under 2 million.
There was a chart I saw
really
on Twitter
disappointed by it.
Of like,
we were disappointed by the remastered version. I didn't know that.
By the sales. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like thinking like, I mean, I don't know. Came out the day it was announced. It was kind of chill.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
we talked about it on a previous pod,
insane.
like how Air Riders might be a lot of people's introduction to Kirby, because there's a lot of people who say they're like, not to be like, fake fans, but people are like, people know Kirby, but people aren't really fans of Kirby. And there was this chart.
Fake fans.
Yeah, there was a chart I saw of like, Kirby Air Riders is like currently rising the ranks to become one of the like earliest best-selling Kirby games, and the prior best-selling Kirby game was Kirby's Tilt and Tumble.
Wait, I thought Lost World was the previous one.
You keep calling it Lost World.
Whatever, Forgotten World.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sonic Lost World.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It was something. Maybe it was just like the best-selling opening weekend. I don't know if it was like the best-selling of all time, and that just shocked me. That out of all of these mainline Kirby games that people have not played, that I feel like Kirby is sort of more popular for the spin-offs than the actual series itself.
Yeah, the best-selling Metroid game is Dread, which is like a little over 3 million.
Good. Great game.
So great game. I love Dread. I would say Prime 4 overall, like comparing it to Dread, I think like if you want that nuts and bolts Metroid experience, especially if you're coming right off a Silk Song.
I thought you were about to compare it to Nuts and Bolts. That was crazy.
Yeah, comparing it to Banjo-Kazooie Nuts.
It's sort of like the Nuts and Bolts of the Metroid.
Right. No. If you want the meat and potatoes, I guess, Metroid experience,
They should call it
like you can't go wrong with Dread.
Yes.
But because the way that Prime alters the formula while still trying to keep it, generally intact for Prime 4, does make it so that there's a lot of contentious elements to the game where like I've just seen a lot of people, especially people on places, I mean, I just don't even try to look into the Metroid
everything
subreddit
app?
anymore.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, and the problem with Twitter is that it's just the extremely mad about Nintendo guys complaining, about literally everything. They're mad about Amiibo music. And they're mad about, they're like, the game is only 15 hours to complete. How could you possibly justify spending $70? Blah, blah, blah.
It really is like two entirely different worlds, because the other day I was talking to my roommate and I was like, oh yeah, no, like I really like Legend ZA. I had a lot of fun with it. And he was like, oh no, I've just seen people like saying really bad things. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he was like, yeah, no, everyone I've seen on like YouTube or whatever, because they got those YouTube thumbnails that are like,
right,
uninstall this game now. And I was like, well, what were they saying?
Mario.
Yeah, what were they saying was wrong with it? It was like, oh, just that, like, it's like the
yeah.
biggest media franchise and the world is kind of small. And I'm like, okay, I guess that makes sense. But like, prior to asking him that, I hadn't seen anything negative about ZA at all. Like, it was just people posting about how much they enjoyed playing it. It is kind of just like two different internets altogether.
Well, I remember seeing the trailer. I mean, we talked about this. Where, like, you weren't very impressed by the trailers, but I was like, "Wow, it actually looks visually appealing compared to."
Yeah, I like the game way more than I thought I was going to. Like, I was fully ready for it. Also, I don't expect everyone else to do it, but because we're gonna be covering more important stuff next week. But I think the DLC comes out on Wednesday, right? The new ZA DLC.
Oh
Can't
yeah.
wait to not buy it.
Yeah, I'm gonna play it, I guess, just so I can go back to. Maybe I'll even like grind out the game during the Game Awards, because the Game Awards are often very boring.
Right.
But for me, I think I've said this before, that like it's sort of like earlier, about a month ago, in the Patreon server, I'm just like, everyone gather around. We're gonna watch Red 1 for the Red 1 anniversary, and it's gonna be a tradition. That there are some things that, like, ironically or otherwise, just sort of become a holiday tradition, and for me the Game Awards has become that. Like, I'm still chasing that dragon of like Joker and Sephiroth, that like every year since then it's just kind of been nothing. But it's like, you know what, I'll watch, because I've been watching every year since 2018. I might as well.
Yeah.
I still think Joker was the best, because it actually utilized the fact that they were at a Game Awards.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like built into the reveal.
Very
like,
clever.
that's cool. That's really awesome. I love that. And I don't think we've had like a single thing like that since, which is really upsetting.
Do we know what Muppet will be appearing?
That's what I want to know too. I only am here
Just
for
to be Yoda.
Nintendo and Muppets. Those are the only things I'm here for.
They're gonna roll Baby Yoda out on stage and he's gonna say, "Go see the new movie."
Yeah.
Is it Fozzie? Can we get Fozzie in here?
What did he see?
It's like he knew. Yeah, I hope Kojima's there. Well, because we still don't really know anything about the OD game, right? Like, last year he said like it's coming out, and then it didn't come out. Something like that.
The one with the white woman scream.
Yeah, white woman jump scare. Yeah.
Yeah, white woman scream.
The very same. Well, like, well, we could get into like the actual predictions of nominations and whatnot. But yeah, there are chances that stuff could get announced, because that's the other thing too, is in between all the awards. I think it was the team behind Expedition 33 was kind of pushing for the Game Awards to add additional awards. It's like they already don't have time for the awards that they do have. A bunch of them are just shown off in the commercial. I mean, the entire Game Awards thing is a commercial. But
yeah.
I mean, obviously, we're going to get Half-Life 3 announced at the Game Awards. I'm locking that in for sure. I think this week's the week, 100%.
Do you want me to like quickly go through my thoughts on Prime 4? Like,
Yeah.
Before we get into, because I am excited to talk about Game Awards.
Yeah, we're going to be batting around. Okay, well, hold on. Who here has played Metroid Prime 4 and how much?
I played like the first 20 minutes of it, and I think that's enough to form a full-fledged.
Yeah,
and
I couldn't get out of the tutorial, and I said this sucked. My thing is that like I brought up Kirby just as like a random misnomer, but ironically, I have the same opinion as I have of like most Kirby games, where I get really excited whenever I'm in a boss fight, and those are the bits I remember the most, and then everything in between kind of just rolls off me like water.
Right.
That's my take, I guess. Because those are what really fun. I think I've been through like 3 or 4 bosses, and those have been my favorite parts.
The boss at the end of Volt Forge is really good. I was like, what? They made a good Metroid Prime?
I've been hearing like even people who hate the game or are like not great, don't like the game, have been saying that Volt Forge is like one of the best areas of Metroid.
Yeah, that's like
Which one is that? What's its like Mario theme? Is it like Cloud
tower,
World,
right?
Volcano World? Okay.
That's the Thunder
It's like
World. You
the-
already
it's
beat
the-
that. You're. Yeah,
Oh,
you
I
already
did?
completed that area. Yeah.
It's the
Oh.
dragon-esque tower kind of thing.
Oh, yes, yeah. Well, the bike is weird. I feel like I'm glad sort of that they didn't market the game as like, oh, in this giant open world, because
Right.
Well, until the end.
I suppose so, yeah, but it was always just like, oh, footage of. I remember like as soon as I loaded up the game and I was playing the opening, I was like, oh, this is the treehouse, right? I have seen this.
Right, yeah,
like this is all I. This is the only
This is the
gameplay I've
first trailer
seen
from 2024.
Yeah,
you know, like,
that the. I think the reason, like, after playing 8 hours that I made it to, objectively, like, the ice area is kind of just, like, the third area from a linear standpoint, because I didn't really know what I was doing, so I was just covering the entire desert and trying to reverse engineer what I could and couldn't do. I do think it's a little annoying that when you're looking at a smaller submap and you try and place a marker, it doesn't place the marker exactly where you wanted to put it, it just places a marker on that map. So if you're like inside a dungeon, it'll just like, oh, we've marked this dungeon instead of like this specific corner I wanted to mark. But
no, I have that similar problem because there's some in the regular levels. There are rooms where there's multiple items that you're like, okay, I need to come back to this later, and I'll mark them on the map. But it just puts it's like, well, it's just in this room. So where I wanted to put exactly where it is, just in relation to where it is on the map, I want to just put a marker right there. I'm glad that there's markers. The Prime 1, 2, and 3 did not have that.
Yeah.
So that's a huge improvement.
I never played
Dread
the Samus
also had
Returns
the map
remake,
markers.
but like that was the big thing about. I played Fusion and then Super, and then Dread came out, and I was the biggest thing was like, oh, thank God this game has markers you can place. Like maybe that was also in Samus Returns, but I'm like, this is the most innovative thing this series has ever done.
Right. Yeah. It's just thank you. Especially because Prime, they don't on a 2D Metroid game. If you find where an item is but you can't get to it, they'll auto mark it on the map with like a circle. Whereas like Prime just doesn't do that. You just have to remember where that shit is. So being able to put the markers, that's very good. But yeah, I would say the biggest issues that people tend to have with this game that I've seen online with other people who have beaten it are, people don't like the NPCs. I think the Miles McKenzie thing is way overblown, but I do, like I said, I did bristle with the idea of people being like, he's just at the beginning of the game. I'm like, no, he's going to be the guy you talk to throughout the whole game. He's just not with you.
I will say, for those of you apprehensive, you can shoot Miles, and he will react.
You can shoot
like,
him.
I thought
You
it
can
was
shoot
going to
him.
be like
He's
a
also,
Skyrim
like,
situation
not-
where, like, the kids, like...
Wait, what happens if you shoot him?
He just goes, knock it off! Something like that. So
Yeah.
you can shoot him with Samus's gun, which is a great help.
Dude, I feel like every Nintendo game is becoming the same. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
Like, well, okay, that's well. I remember a friend of mine. She made that
What are
kind
you
of
talking
joke
about?
where it's like every Nintendo game is becoming the same exact game where you do like short little challenges, and it's not entirely true. It's more just a comparison between like the
Right.
direction like 3D Mario's going, with the new Donkey Kong, and Zelda. But one thing that I'm really getting the vibe from Miles McKenzie is that it seems that like ever since Mario Wonder, debatably earlier, there's always someone who follows you everywhere, tells you what to do, and talks to you. You know what I mean? It's like, and I feel.
But that doesn't. Well, what I'm saying is that doesn't happen.
Oh, really? With
You have to
Miles?
go back to him. It's sort of like if you've played Bayonetta, it's like going back to Rodin to like upgrade your stuff. Like he's at the hub. He's at the first area, and you have to keep going back to him to get upgrades.
Oh, good.
But he doesn't follow you.
Great.
Okay, so he's
Now,
not
I
like.
hope is the map at least like in a way where it's not cumbersome to keep going back and forth?
I mean, if you like going through the
but
desert,
there is a quick travel option.
that's good.
Okay, I don't want to be misleading. From the beginning of Fury Green to where you need to go, there is a quick travel option. Otherwise, there is no other quick
Good.
travel options in the game. So it's just, but like when you enter there, and then there's like a cannon that launches you to the base camp.
yeah.
And then you can launch yourself back to the desert very easily. So even though Fury Green is a very like, and in general, this is another big problem people have. All the levels are very straight, very linear, kind of set piece kind of levels with these little offshoots and things
It's
and
kind of like
there.
New Super, where it's like, okay, now you go to Ice World, and now you go to Lava World, and now you go to Cloud World. In my experience so far.
Well, I mean more so the level design rather
Okay.
than like the structure of like what you do.
Yeah.
Because I think that they do mix that up pretty good. Like you can't go to the ice world until you go to the fire world.
Yeah,
You know,
and I will say
explore
actually,
a
now I'm
little
gonna
bit into there.
Yeah, now I'm gonna argue against myself because I forgot. Like, I went to the lava world first, and I was like, oh, I can't do anything here. I guess I have to go back to Miles and then get the fire thing so I can go to Ice World.
Yeah, which is generally how Metroid games are structured, where
Yeah.
like you will make headway into a new area, but usually you don't complete it on a first visit. Like you get something you need, like the high jump, and then you leave.
Yeah, honestly, like, my biggest issues with the game, like, the main issue that stood out is that scanning stuff, like, in a game that is trying to be cinematic, and not that it's a story-based game, but it is, you know, it's the art director of the Halo 4 onward, and you really do feel that. A lot of it's very Halo later on. That, like, it's trying to be a little bit more epic and grandiose. That scanning things halts it to a crawl, where a cutscene will play, and it's like, all right, let's fight. And then you're like, hold on. You have to scan everything in the room and then fight the person.
Actually, because apparently there's like multiple scans for boss fights, and you can miss them.
Yes.
Yes.
Is that true? Because
That is-
I don't
that's-
remember
yes.
that in. Was that in any of the other ones?
Absolutely.
I know you can. Scan
That was
boss
100%. That was all fucking over.
Yeah.
Prime 1 and 2. That was like a.
Okay, it was okay.
I have
'cause know you can
never
scan the
completed
bosses, I just
100%
didn't know that
scans.
like you could. I didn't know there were multiple scans per boss fight. Okay,
Oh yeah,
that's interesting.
and it's real like it's really annoying in Prime 2 because like the boss halfway through the game, which is this gigantic larva thing that turns into a bee, it has scans that are incredibly easy to miss during its fight, and that's late enough in the game where it's just like sunk cost fallacy. You can't just restart and be like, okay, I'm gonna do it, whatever. You're just like, well, I guess I forgot to scan, so either I reload my save and do the boss fight again, or start over from the beginning.
That's something I've been like
forgot.
dealing with on stream, is that like, oh, I play Bonanza and I play Mario Kart World and I played Air Riders. I want to do everything. I want 100% the game before I stop playing it. And there are some games where I'm like, oh, every game I've ever played on stream, I want to 100%. Like Metroid Prime or like the Indiana Jones games, where 100%ing, as in like collecting everything, means you have to like, you can't backtrack. You just have to do the game again. And to me, I'm just like, it's fine. I'll just leave it as is. I beat the game, I guess. But what would you say, in your expert opinion, is like the best Prime game?
Prime 1.
Prime 1.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite.
Do you like the remastered, or do you prefer the GameCube?
I think I slightly prefer the GameCube version just because you can, the glitches that are present.
Right, because I know there was like
that
big glitch in like the first area, right?
Right, yeah. As soon as you drop down onto the planet, you can do a thing called the scan dash, but it's like you lock onto a thing that's far enough away that you can't scan it, but you're still locked onto it.
Yeah.
And then if you do a dash and let go of the scan, the momentum is like crazy for some reason, so you're flung over to this platform you couldn't reach otherwise. And then right behind where your ship is at the start of the game is where the double jump is. So you get that, and then that just kind of opens the game wide up for you. So basically every time I've ever played the GameCube game after a certain point, I just do that. But I have since... It's been a while since I played the GameCube game because the Switch one is just so convenient to load it up on the Switch and play it that way. And it is a gorgeous remaster. And I can't believe that Prime 4 looks even better than Prime Remastered, which is kind of crazy. Like, I know people were talking mad shit about Soul Valley, and I get it.
I was about to bring that up.
But that's not the bulk of the game. You know, that's extremely
What were people saying about Soul Valley?
Disingenuous, you know, for people to be like, this desert with not much going on in it.
Oh, right, yeah.
Well, I did want to talk about that because I think like that's a big thing. Before we do that, I did have a question for you. You got the Switch 2 version, right?
Yes.
So have you played with mouse mode?
A little bit. I didn't have a mouse pad at the point where and it was like right at the start of the game.
You only used your
so it was a little bit uncomfortable. So I was just like, eh.
They said if you use your leg.
Yeah, I know. I could use it on my.
friends.
Okay, so my setup in front of my TV is I have an armchair and then I have my couch, and they're right next to each other. Like they're squished right next to each other. I live in a small apartment, so they just got to be squished next to each other. But that means that if I'm sitting in my armchair, the arm for the chair and the arm for the couch are like at the same elevation. So that's a nice,
smart,
even pad to use for the mouse. That's what I did when I played. The only other mouse game that I played was Switch 2 Welcome Tour.
I want to say I have like black soot all over my Switch 2 Joy-Cons for after playing Drag X Drive on my couch for a couple hours.
Yeah, I didn't get around to
Just
that.
grinded that to a fine paste.
Oh, I do want to say before we go any further that. Like there's a lot of criticism for this game, and there's a lot of like stuff that I agree with, stuff I don't agree with. Overall, I loved this game. It's another one of my babies. I'm trying not to be super biased because it's Metroid and everything, but I can't help but say that, like, I have my issues and hangups with it. It's not my favorite of the Prime games. I did like it a lot more than 3. But I think like I would put it like I'd put Dread a little bit higher than it, because like I was saying earlier, if you want that kind of like the typical Metroid experience, boom, like Dread is kind of perfect for that.
Yeah, they're just fundamentally different experiences, and I think that's my take is that like having only played. Like I played Prime 1 Remastered, and I left with the opinion like, oh well. Maybe this is just like, growing pains. Maybe like everyone loves 2 and 3, and I was waiting for them to remaster 2 and 3, and then they just didn't. Right. I was like, okay, maybe I'm missing something.
Oh boy!
And then upon the 4th one, like
they don't love 2 and 3.
My thing is that like
I would say people love 1. You're gonna find a harder majority of people who all love 2 and 3. I think 2 is really good.
Yeah,
but I like 2 also has its haters, and I also understand where the haters come from.
2 might secretly be the best one. I
feel like 2 for me is kind of a similar thing between like Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie, where it's like 2 kind of like add some new things to the mix, and sometimes I find it disruptive to just the core fun gameplay loop of Metroid. To be fair, it's been like 4 or 5 years since I last played 2, but I remember finding the like light world, dark world thing, switching between them to be, I don't know, often more frustrating than it was worth. But that's
I can see that. A lot of people. Yeah, I think
1 is just like. Just clean, easy. Not easy. Well, kind of is easy.
No, it's not.
But it's just a little bit. It's just a bit more straightforward, and I think more satisfying to play.
Yeah. What I'm saying is it's not like my experience with Prime 4. It isn't like a Banjo-Kazooie meat and potatoes, nuts and bolts situation where it's like, oh, dude, this is the worst in the series. Like they totally fucked it. Like. To my understanding, my kind of like, and I wasn't not having fun, but it just, wasn't up there as far as my favorite Switch 2 games. I think that there's nothing about this game that is outwardly like, oh, they killed the franchise. This is the worst Prime game. And I think what's happening with people playing this game is less people being like, dude, Metroid Prime fell off, and more people trying the Prime series for the first time in this game. And realizing that Prime isn't really for them. And that's sort of where I'm at, too, where, like, all the things I don't like, the scanning and the losing of all your power-ups after the opening. And I know that's just, like, a Metroid thing, but I'm kind of sick of it. Those things that, like, that is not outwardly like, oh, this game is the worst one. That is just me not really liking the Prime series, is what I've noticed, Yeah,
I saw, like, going on Blue Sky and stuff... There's a lot of people dogging on a lot of people in general, just kind of miserable motherfuckers, is the best way I could describe it.
Yeah.
Obviously, everybody can have their opinion, but like there are some people that just go in with. I try to go into every game, even games I'm critical of or not sure about, with my good time hat on.
Yeah.
Where I want to like and understand what they are going for. with a game. So even something like Switch 2 Welcome Tour, I was like, all right, let's try to see what the hell they were trying to do with this game. And for what it was, I ended up enjoying it.
I like it too. It's not like the worst game ever.
I think so many of the arguments right now are just about like it is just a pricing thing. I think like I also think so much of the discourse around Mario Kart is less that Mario Kart is bad and more that like, you know, nothing that the game did, it could have been the best Mario Kart game. It wouldn't have mattered that because it's an $80 game. And granted, it isn't really because, you know, if you get the Switch 2, you get the bundle and you can't play the game without the Switch 2 anyway. But I digress. And it's the same thing with all these series. And I think, again, Welcome Tour is not a bad game. The issue I think people have is that it wasn't a pack-in game. So I think more of this like outward this outward Nintendo sentiment is just like it's like when they announced that all the Pokemon weren't coming back at like E3 was it 2019 or whatever, that like Sword and Shield I was
totally fine with.
Sword and Shield just had to be the first game where that happened, right? Like it was going to happen with the later Switch games. One of them had to be the first brick. And the first $80 game happened to be a Nintendo game, and now everyone's like, oh, greedy Nintendo, when you know damn well it's not just going to be them. Like, this is going to be an industry-wide thing.
It's also, like, I'm not here to play Nintendo Defense Squad.
Yeah.
You know, obviously they're a fucking company just like anybody else. But the amount of, like, very confident vitriol of, like, they are scum, they are, you know, the worst of the worst, etc. They are evil. Like, I've seen evil thrown around a lot.
I knew someone who said, like, oh, no, I'm not buying it, I'm boycotting. It's like, you're not boycotting, you're just not buying. Like, it's fine. You don't have to buy the Switch, too.
Yeah, unfortunately, you know, you can have that personal boycott, but, like, you know, it's not really a concerted effort that would work.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
they're not doing any immoral, like, I mean, they're doing some shitty business practices, but, you know, they're not like, they don't got people in a warehouse. Like, it just is more expensive.
Yeah, it's not, there's not workplace abuse like with something like Ubisoft. There isn't these, like, ridiculous nickel and dime scams like in, you know, NBA games where it's like, what if your character just sucked and it was terrible to play until you bought the season pass and paid for these stat upgrades, you know? Like, that kind of stuff I consider much more of a poison in the video game industry,
of course,
than like Mario Galaxy being $70 or whatever. You know, because it's like, I don't want to pay that much money, but Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 are really good games, so at least you're getting like a good experience from you know, that value. Like, it extends only so far with like Mario Kart 8 or Mario Kart World, where it's like $80 is pretty steep for a game that is very fun, but also flawed, similar to Prime 4, where it's like they made these concessions or these changes, and it ended up kind of fucking with the funky flow of the formula after people kind of, especially like, what's the only Metroid Prime game that they released on the Switch? The first one, which none of the other Prime games are like the first one. You know, that was like a 3D Super Metroid, basically. Whereas the rest of them are like, you got a central hub area, and then you go to one level and you beat that level, and then you go to the next level and you beat that level. Prime 3 just had a level select, basically. It didn't even have, like, interconnected levels.
And honestly, like, Metroid Prime 4 being on the Switch 1, I feel is just because they promised it would. Like, I don't think that was more like, oh, this has to...
Well, yeah, it's like Breath of the Wild on Wii U.
Right, it's like, we announced this at the start of the cycle, legitimately, like, 2017... We gotta get it in there at the very end. I saw another post today. It's like, oh, what do you think of the Switch 2's year one? And it was the 4 images. You know, you could do 4 images on Twitter, and the 4 images were Donkey Kong Bonanza, Mario Kart World, Hyrule Warriors, and Metroid Prime 4. It's like, man, you could just choose Air Riders. Like, that's not a Switch 2 game.
Yeah.
And they chose Hyrule Warriors?
Yeah, more Air Riders.
Why would you choose Hyrule Warriors?
That's so really there were only like 4 Switch 2. There were only 4 Switch 2 games made by Nintendo. 5, I guess, if you count Welcome Tour.
Okay, the one thing that I am kind of like grappling with though emotionally, like just as a huge Metroid fan, is the fact that like I think Bonanza is better than Metroid Prime 4, like overall as a package. Even though I loved Prime 4 and like it really was very emotionally effective to me just to play a new Prime game in 2025, and you know the kind of personal arc that I went on with this game coming out.
Yeah. It's important that it exists at all.
Yes,
Right.
and it is one of my favorite games of the year, and it definitely contributes to what I think was a very solid first year. And I would say, for me personally, Donkey Kong and Metroid are more exciting than like Mario and Breath of the Wild, or Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild were,
Interesting.
for my taste. But not to say that those were bad games or not exciting, because they were big deals in 2017, and I think overall it makes sense that people were like, oh, this is a more exciting, year one. Switch 2 wasn't as exciting, etc. I also just think there was Switch was like Nintendo winning back the crowd after the shitty Wii U era. Switch 2 is like they're falling like off in public favor. Still popular, but there's just a lot more of that anger and discourse going on. And it's just unfortunate that a lot of legitimate criticism that people have for the Switch, for Nintendo, for whatever, even for Prime 4, is kind of getting mixed up in this like really obnoxious Gamergate 2 kind of, angry guys on YouTube with the picture of, Mario and saying like it's bad or Nintendo is evil or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was waiting for I know what's gonna happen. I was waiting for the moment because Metroid Prime 4 was developed by Retro Studios, right? Are they a European company or an American company?
No, they're US. They're
okay.
from Austin.
I'm waiting for someone to make a video like how they're, there's all these NPCs talking. I'm waiting for someone to make like a Place Japan video where it's like, well, you see, if these were Japanese developers, there wouldn't be this annoying characters talking the whole time, which isn't true.
Oh, I've seen that. I have seen a lot of that.
Yeah.
Actually, there was a lot of drama around Prime 4 years before it was revealed, because one of the writers, Megan Fausti, who was hired onto the game, and she's even credited in the end. I made sure to look to see that, like, yep, it's her and Tracy Nicoletti. Like, those are the two people that were in charge of like the story of the game. In like 2021 or something like that, maybe like 2020, people saw that she got hired, and they went on her Twitter and they saw that she was a woman with blue hair and pronouns.
Great.
And she made some remark about, like, I think it was in response to this old article or thing from like the devs of Super Metroid, made like some transphobic jokes about Samus.
Right.
And she said, like, in a in a solidarity kind of way of like, in my heart and mind, Samus will always be trans, etc.
Yeah, and the game sucks because of her. She pushed her trans agenda.
People, exactly, for the past 5 fucking years.
That's so
people
annoying.
on 4chan have been like, anytime Prime 4 has been brought up in even a neutral context, they're like, it's going to be ruined by woke. The wokies are going to come and destroy the game.
Not the wokies.
It's the same thing with like obviously marginalized groups of people are going to feel more attached to these art forms, whether it be like cartoons or video games. It's the same thing where people are like, oh man, you don't think it's suspicious that all these cartoons nowadays are gay? It's like, well, you ever think about why? Like, maybe just all the gay people are working on cartoons. Like, it's not, Disney isn't trying to
observe. The world is becoming more inclusive, so therefore they're getting to represent what the actual world looks like to them.
Yeah.
They don't have to repress it and pretend like it's this illusion of normalcy that
right.
A lot of people
it's like they think that like, oh, like the people that make cartoons are, I don't know, dudes in suits, like businessmen, as opposed to like the truth, which is that it's people that had an art blog on Tumblr. Like, those are the people making cartoons. I don't know why you would be surprised by this at all. It's the same Venn diagram. But
yeah,
as far as Mario Kart, well, here's the thing about the launch year. because we were just talking about that when it comes to the Switch 2. I think it's a little tough because we would say, like I just said, like, oh, there's only like 4 Nintendo-made exclusives, arguably 5 with Welcome Tour. I guess we'll say 5.
Right.
That
Sure, yeah.
I think they don't view it that way. I don't think Nintendo internally. I think like the reason the Switch
was Drag X Drive Nintendo?
Yes, you're right. Sorry. So that's 6. That was an eShop only game, but that is a Nintendo made game. Yeah, 6.
Yeah, so-
Oh yeah, but so is Welcome Tour, yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll count those 6. That the reason, like, if we're comparing Switch 1 to Switch 2, it is very different because obviously the Switch 1 isn't backwards compatible with the Wii U. So a lot of, the games that are bolstering the Switch 1's early lifespan was like, a Splatoon 2, which is more Splatoon 1, and then Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition and Pokken Definitive Edition, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, stuff like that.
No
That
Yoshi's Woolly World though.
they had to delay that. They had to
Really?
cook that a little bit. Oh no, Woolly World. They got that on the
10
3DS. That I think
the
like
3DS,
we are saying like, oh, there's only like 6 Switch 2 exclusive games. I think that internally Nintendo was like, oh, we'll do this, and then also at launch we'll have Breath of the Wild Switch 2 edition and Kirby Forgotten Land Switch 2 edition. All these Switch 2 editions, I think they view them as bigger deals than like the average consumer does. Because to us, it's just like, oh, it's just like, yeah, just.
Yeah.
And I love the Starcross Worlds DLC.
That's the only one that I think
Land.
warrants its price because it's
But-
legitimately just like story DLC.
Yeah, no, and I love it, but like it really was not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
I love it. It was not that big of a deal. It was like 10 extra levels maybe,
Right.
and another version of the arena, which already you could cheese if you had the most upgraded sword.
Yeah.
So it's like, what am I gaining from this exactly? Like,
But
what,
I prefer
what-
that above like, oh, now you can use the mouse or your face cam in this game that already exists.
That was the worst one. I still cannot believe they charged $20 for the fucking Mario.
Remember the
And we just didn't play it. Yeah, the 4 of us, the
Yeah.
Chuckle Fox. Yeah.
because we thought if one person had it,
Right.
everyone else could play it. But
Surely.
apparently, that's not the fucking case.
No,
That's
but
not
we all gotta
the-
lock in for when that Wonder Switch 2 edition comes out.
Right.
Then we'll be able to play together. Then and only then.
I'm
Oh,
excited
yeah,
to see
yeah.
I'm excited to see new actual levels and not like whatever the fucking park
Yeah.
thing. Like I don't care about that. But
I
if
hope.
they have,
Wait, did they say there's new levels? Because I want there to be like new content for that game. It's not just locked behind multiplayer. Because like, goddamn, that game is so good, and I want more of it.
Yeah,
yeah,
it did
I
feel
think that-
really
I think
short.
They said like they showed off the new Paradise Park or whatever the hell it was called, and then they like teased at the end of that trailer in the direct. They're like, and maybe more secrets await in this game.
Maybe.
Then
Which
again,
I think that could be like anything. That could just be like
that's
Right.
true. Exactly.
You can. Oh, it's that song that's in every Nintendo game. We added that. That's the extra.
The
secret.
Totaka
You're
song is
welcome.
hidden in the
Yeah, the
credits.
Totaka song. I mean,
I'm waiting for, like, a proper use
so
of-
that's different. So I mean, I think it would be really lame if they add the Koopalings specifically for multiplayer reasons and not for any story reason. Like that would
Right.
really, really suck.
Yeah, I
So
would love.
fingers crossed that they're doing.
Yeah, because the
something with
bosses were kind of the worst part of the game. In that, like, they were fun fights, but it was just Bowser Jr. like 4 times.
Or that
So-
tank.
it.
Yeah.
And a machine.
Right.
And
Right,
a machine.
that you beat in 15 seconds. The
Yeah.
It's like the anti-Kirby. But for me, like, I think, like, looking back at that initial, because it all was within this year, that initial, like, Switch 2 Direct, one of the things that I was most excited for was game share. Like, oh, that's so cool that you can do that. And I feel like it hasn't really been properly utilized. I mean, I guess we did do it with 3D World, and that was
Right.
that was
Which
fun enough.
wasn't even game share. That was literally just
It's built into the
that wasn't the
game.
game chat thing. That was literally just us doing it.
Yeah.
There wasn't like anything built into it, which again was fun. But
Yeah,
like,
it
Yeah, I
seems
still
like
have no idea
if
what
it
game
is
share
if
or
it
game
is
chat
like
is,
if it's going to work how it's described on the tin, it seems like Pokepokia is going to be like the first one that you could actually game share with other people, and that's probably what will end up happening. Is that I'll get the game and I'll be like, "Oh, guys, let's play this new Pokemon thing together." Because I think I'm more excited than you guys are for that game. I think it looks really cool.
I'm not excited for that game at all, honestly.
I think it looks fun.
I really liked Dragon Quest Builders 2. So I believe it's the same team who did that.
I thought it was Koei
Really?
Tecmo.
Yeah, I think it's the same. They think they did Dragon Quest Builders 2.
Did they really? Okay.
Yeah. And Builders 1, I think. But yeah, that was just in general, like, that game was goated with the sauce, as the kids say. So
And still.
very,
That's
very
exactly
good.
how they say it.
And they still say it too.
Yep, they do. Yeah.
So
you know what was a great game this year? Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake.
Oh, you like that? I've been
Good
thinking,
time,
I've been
yep.
thinking of getting it.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I played the first two back in college.
I don't want to switch the topic again because we still haven't discussed the desert.
Okay.
Right.
Do you want my thoughts?
Well,
on it?
what were you about to interject with? Hold on.
Well, I was going to say I've been seeing a lot more hate for the HD 2D art style recently.
Oh, the
And I think this is
Octopath.
coming off the heels of it's Octopath. I think this is coming off the heels of like there being possibly hint nudge nudge a Chrono Trigger remake in the works, and people are
Ooh.
like,
They want
I
that
do
light
not
bloom.
want this to be an HD 2D remake, and everyone's like, "Oh, I don't want my steak to be too juicy. I don't want my
Yeah.
My ass is
lobster to
too
be
fat."
too buttery."
Yeah.
And I'm
To me,
like,
it's like,
I
Yeah.
love how these games look, but I also agree that like we are kind of sort of getting a little overexposed to them at this point.
I think it's just because Team Asano, the team that makes them, I mean, like, the only games that they make that aren't HD 2D games are Bravely Default games. And even those are,
Game 3 times.
yeah. I mean, that's the Bravely Default 2 on the Switch. I was like, this is just like a 3DS game that they put better textures on. And then literally the HD version of Bravely Default from the 3DS is just like, yeah, we just made it like HD. It's still the low poly thing, which is a cool aesthetic in its own way. But it's just weird. They've just really leaned into that, I think, because they're such a small studio. So they kind of have to have like a hook. In Square, I don't know if you notice this when you're watching directs, they just fucking pump out games. They have so many.
They do. There's so many
Studios,
There's so
yeah.
fucking many. Like I honestly forgot we're getting the fucking Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9 thing in 2 days actually.
Yeah.
Like,
I wanted to
completely
say
forgot
it
about that.
last week, but obviously, I was mute that time. When you guys were talking about like the Mario RPG remakes, like, oh, for whatever reason they remade Thousand Year Door, and then they brought back Mario and Luigi, and also like Super Mario RPG. I'm convinced the reason Mario RPG specifically got remade is entirely because Square owns half of it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think Nintendo all of a sudden is like, we should remake this game. I think Square was going through all their Super Nintendo games, and then they went to Nintendo, they're like, hey, we're remaking everything we've ever done. We got to do this one, too.
Which is kind of like a blessing in disguise that we did not get an HD 2D version of that game. Not to say that wouldn't be good looking, but
Yeah.
I think that game actually looks really well. Like, that
Yeah.
looks like a really good game, the new version. Like,
It made me so
surprised how
happy
well
to
it
see
trans-
Gino and
I was
Mallow
good.
in
Yeah, at least we
HD.
got 3D Gino. Pull up
Yeah, it
that
looks
clip
so
of,
good.
of me and Switchy watching the directs
Smash.
and breaking the sound barrier.
Oh my god,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I forgot
That
about
was a
that.
pretty good one, yeah.
Get them in Smash.
I felt like Etika was great.
Yeah, I will say when the Thousand Year Door remake was announced, I was actually recording my reaction to it because that was like 2023. I figured good chance that Prime 4 could show up in a direct, and they just didn't. The fact that they like, the previous direct it ended with Mario Wonder, and I was like, all right, the slate's clean. There's no random game that can come out of nowhere. It's gotta be Prime 4. That's the only game that we know about that we don't have a release date about. And then even though I love Thousand Year Door, I was just angry and complaining the entire time during that trailer of Thousand Year Door that it wasn't Metroid Prime 4.
I don't even blame you.
Well, that was a weird year. Like all throughout that year, it's like we got Shadow Drop, like Metroid Prime remake, and then they announced Thousand Year Door remake.
Pikmin 3 Deluxe.
Yeah, and then Pikmin
Shadow
1 and 2
Drop.
came to the Switch. It's like, what's happening with the GameCube right now? Like, why are we getting all of these things? And that's why for so long I was honestly like, no, we're not getting we're not getting GameCube on Nintendo Switch Online, because they still view them as like recent
Like
enough that they
premium,
could just
yeah.
remake them. Yeah. Turns out I was wrong. But maybe that's why we're getting drip fed all these GameCube games, is because they're trying
Which
to
is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fine. I think GameCube games are meaty enough that you can do one a month. That's fine. But one a month still. If it's not one a month, there has to be a Nintendo 64 game to break it up.
I feel like
and
it's
we
every
haven't
other month,
gotten.
We still didn't get our Donkey Kong 64.
I hate to bring this up every single time. How have we not gotten Donkey Kong 64
I think
yet?
that's
There have
frankly
been so many
insane
fucking
that they haven't.
opportunities.
Okay, so on that
There have been
note,
so
and we
many
will
goddamn
circle back to
opportunities.
the desert.
Yeah.
We got a Mario Kart World update, another just random update throughout this week, in between the last episode of Switch Ultra and this one. And I didn't get a chance to play it, but it seems like they changed a lot. Like, it's sort of a scary precedent.
A lot of the courses, like
Yeah,
a lot of the intermissions.
Yeah, they added
Which is-
additional
yeah,
tracks and
it's-
stuff, like that, almost entirely changing the game, which is strange.
It's
Yeah, I don't
very
think people
funny.
are treating it as big of a deal as it kind of is, because that's just, I don't feel like they've done something like that drastic before. They're changing the actual layout of tracks, which is,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
I
the
mean,
intermission
like,
track, yeah.
well, yeah, I mean, that's why, like, no, that, I mean, it's because of the intermission tracks. A lot of people thought they were boring.
Yeah.
But it still seems like such a radical thing to do. I'm glad they did it. I think in a lot of ways, I mean, I wasn't as bothered. I don't know. I mean, it makes me happy seeing Nintendo being willing to make changes like that, even if I'm not like particularly passionate about it. It's just, I feel like it's just generally good to see things like this happen.
Yeah.
I do have a question about the like that whole situation with the Mario Kart World, the online business. Just because I never quite understood the like I got it on a general level why people were mad, but like I thought it was like a good thing that they made it so that you can't just cheese your way out of never playing the intermission tracks. Like, I think it's weird that you can just like
Yeah, they honestly
force
didn't bother me.
So I think the issue was it's the opposite, because they overcorrected, where they made it so that for a time period you were only getting intermission stuff. Like, you could only get stuff with intermissions, and people were mad about that because they wanted the option to have the 3-lap like version.
I
Which
get
I think
that.
is ridiculous that they couldn't like get that figured out.
I have no idea why the fuck they couldn't just make it so that they're separate lobbies or whatever, or you can have like custom lobbies where it's like, all right, we're only doing these 3-lap races. I guess my thing is like, I'm just curious because I think it's a good design decision to make it so that you can't exploit some weird glitch or oversight and guarantee one style of race over another.
I see what you're saying.
Oh, you're
like,
saying with the random thing. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not saying I like the intermission tracks anywhere near as much as I like the 3-lap tracks. I don't hate them either. It's just, I think it's kind of, they were just fixing a mistake that you shouldn't be able to just brute force your way through the random. Because the random thing guaranteed that you would only get 3-lap tracks and no intermission tracks. Again,
they were fixing a mistake that was like an issue in that, yes, it was a mistake. That shouldn't have been the logic. But then they also made it so that now there's literally like a percentage thing where you're going to get an intermission no matter what, basically. You're not going to not get an intermission. There's no option. There was never an option, and I think that kind of is what made things complicated.
That makes sense. Because like, from my perspective, I was like, why are people being mad that they like fixed something in the game? And like, anytime anybody complained about it, or like brought up like why, to me it was just like, it's because the intermissions suck. And I'm like, that doesn't matter. Like, yeah, maybe you think they suck, but like, why should this company be like, yeah, those maps really did suck. Yeah, we should just not allow you to ever play them, going forward.
It is
like,
strange how much they change in this update. Because other than that, it just like the quality of life stuff that like now whenever a new song plays, it like says the name of the song in the top right, which was helping. Right. There was actually, I didn't know this, there was like an online debate, there was discourse about one specific song. People were arguing if it was from Mario Kart Tour or if it was from Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and then the game confirms that it's from 8 Deluxe, technically.
Was it Los Angeles Laps?
I don't know, it was like something, it was some snow thing, I don't know. But yeah, like, I haven't played it from what I've seen, and I haven't played enough Mario Kart World to like be able to tell the difference. I just never paid, not that like me not caring about it negates any issue, but like I never paid much mind to like people who argue about the competitive aspect of Mario Kart. Like that's just not something I'm tuned into, nor do I care. Because I think it's kind of annoying to play a game online and then everyone's playing the same character on the same cart. But if they...
well, that's more what I was like, yeah, I get that sweaty competitive guys are upset. Yeah. And I feel for them, but it's just on like a logistical level. Like, I don't think they're being evil or like malicious by implementing these changes to try to make it more balanced.
I mean, I get it.
Ever since then, they tried to like tune the balance so that it's more even across the board. As far as
at the end of the day, like they are the backbone of the game. They are going to be the ones that continue playing it. Like probably more. So like I can't be like, oh, these competitive people, because like they're going to play it more than I am. They technically love the game more than I do. But it's interesting that this game is it's sort of akin to like something like Fortnite, like changing up the map. These updates are more akin to like a massive multiplayer game, which Mario Kart World didn't really seem like it was marketed as that, even though that seems to be the appeal of like large lobbies for a lot of people. But for a while, for like throughout the summer, that's what I was gonna say too about like Nintendo games coming out, from like Mario Kart to Bonanza and then Bonanza to like the holidays, it did feel really bleak. And then as soon as October hit, like all of a sudden it went ZA, Hyrule Warriors, Kirby Air Riders, Metroid. And I was like, holy shit, the Switch 2 Year 1 rules, actually. This is awesome. They just kind of like lopsided it at the end. That for so long, people were begging for updates for the game, and nothing really happened. And then we got like 2 major updates sort of all of a sudden that... I wonder if this is the precedent that they're just going to continue updating this game throughout the lifespan of the Switch. And maybe...
I think so.
Maybe, just maybe, that's why they're holding off any additional content. Because, I mean, what I said earlier is sort of true, sort of not true. People were asking for updates to the game. But they weren't primarily what we got. They were more about characters and courses. And there's a lot more... Like, people want more characters and courses. And I will say this... I don't know for sure if we're going to see something at the Game Awards. All I know right now is that there was, on the Nintendo Today app, there was like a new Donkey Kong render, because they do that calendar thing where like today is Monday and it shows off some Nintendo character, that people were wondering where it came from, so they kind of went into spoilers for Nintendo Today. But they data mined the app, and there's a post scheduled for December 15th. Featuring the new model of King K. Rool. And this will have been the first time that Nintendo has publicly acknowledged that King K. Rool is back. And now that I've beaten the game, embargo's been lifted. I was spoiled on it before I got to it, but that's just the way of the internet. I think it's been long enough for them to acknowledge it. And maybe that's why, if there is anything tied to K. Rool, that they have been waiting this long. But also worth noting that the Game Awards are on the 11th. I believe it's the 11th. And that Donkey Kong Bonanza is nominated for several awards, one of which is Game of the Year. So I don't think it's impossible that something... Oh, the additional point as well is like, and this has been a point of contention since the game came out, that within the credits of Mario Kart World, the voice actor for King K. Rool and the voice actor for Void Kong are present, but we don't know what characters they voiced in the game at all. Like, their voices don't correlate to anyone. So the idea is that we would get, and also, there was that, one video last week where the thumbnail, like they released like, oh, Mario Kart World stuff. I guess maybe talking about a different update where the thumbnail was Pauline and Donkey Kong. And it's weird that out of all the Mario characters, like all the mainline characters in the game, that they each only have like one additional costume, and it's still standing out as strange. I don't want to hedge my bets too much because I put all my chips in the Half-Life 3 bin, and I'm just going to keep saying it until it happens. I don't think it's impossible that we could get additional, maybe Donkey Kong related characters in Mario Kart World. Maybe soon. Maybe something will be announced at the Game Awards. Maybe not. Maybe it'll come. Yeah, what if they wait until like they get the announcement, and if Donkey Kong doesn't win Game of the Year, then they don't release the characters? They should say that ahead of time. They should say, if you don't vote for Donkey Kong, we're not releasing these characters. It's like how Disney made all those what is it? Those little tapestries, the cardboard cutouts of Wreck-It Ralph 2 being an award winner. Yeah. That I think it's possible, and maybe like all the contention is like, oh my god, why didn't they release these characters along with Bonanza? Why is it taking so long? They probably also didn't want to spoil K. Rool, even though by now everyone is pretty aware that K. Rool is in that game. That if he is playable in Mario Kart World along with maybe like Void Kong and some additional Donkey Kong and Pauline costumes, I don't know if it'll be like additional paid DLC. I'm not even saying that to say that like, oh, I want it to be free or I shouldn't have to pay money or something. It's more that like a DLC is sort of definitive, right? Most of these games only get like one thing of DLC. So I don't want it to be like, oh, we have Mario Kart DLC and it's the Donkey Kong characters. I hope this is a concurrent thing. I hope like every 6 months or something we get new characters and new costumes in Mario Kart, because I like the idea of these games being supported throughout the lifespan of the console. I'm realizing how like modern game brained I am, where I was playing Air Riders and I know they said that there's going to be no updates and no DLC. Well, actually, that's not true. There is going to be a Kirby Air Riders update. Isn't that right? The Dan the Man Show.
Yes. People, and I can vouch for this because I was in the same fucking boat, but people have not been getting Dynablade to show up at all in City Trial. Like, not at all. And it's to a point where it's like Nintendo had to step in and be like, yeah, so we fucked up the code a little bit, and some of you just are not going to get Dynablade. So we're working on an update so you guys can see Dynablade. Sorry about that. And there was also something with timer with free run and whatnot. That's more like a QoL issue than like an update, but like it had to happen. Like, I just got Dynablade yesterday after like 50 hours. I have like 2 checklist marks left on City Trial.
Yeah.
And those are going to be like a bitch to get, but I'm so happy I got the fucking Dynablade one, because that was the last City Trial event I was missing to unlock something, and you have to hit Dynablade in the head to unlock something else. So I'm really glad I did that. Like, oh my god.
There is... I think maybe just because I really like that sort of like playground rumor stuff where it's difficult to unlock something in a game, because I feel like I go through them too quickly and then I'm not like building up to it. Like earlier this year I was playing through Brawl and I wanted to 100% that game, and I didn't even finish it because there was so much like weird side shit to do. And I really like that, and I like that has continued within Air Riders. I think that'll be a while before I fill out that entire achievement board. This happened.
I will say the good news is, in order to get 100% completion, you do not have to 100% complete the online checklist. Like, you can get 100% without doing that. You can do it if you want to.
I was gonna say
it will not.
That's crazy, because like I have more online achievements than I do like City Trial or Air Ride, because I've just been playing with people online.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
When Ultimate first came out, because that's probably like a good equivalent. Smash Bros. Ultimate, I don't know if you guys like played it as soon as it came out, but it was kind of fun. I had a bunch of people over, and obviously the game starts with only 8 characters, but you have access to all the stages, and you could play 8 players on all of them. So it was me and my 7 friends, and we each picked a different character of the original 8, and then we were like playing through.
7 years to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Nice.
Is it 7? Yeah.
The
longest time without a new Smash Bros. Game. How we feeling?
I'm impressed about the 7 friends thing. Cannot relate,
really.
but hey.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Well, this was high school and people were forced to be together. I don't think I'd be able to do that
my
now.
God.
Unless,
Yeah.
hey, if a new Smash Bros. Comes
I
out,
have,
you
like,
guys,
2
you guys
friends.
are invited. You guys can fly out.
Right.
Could do it for sure. That I was playing this, and then like when we would unlock a new character, it was legitimately I don't know if you guys remember this, but it was legitimately difficult to beat the CPUs of the unlockable characters. Like even for a seasoned Smash player, like it was
I do
pretty
remember
hard.
that.
And there's that stream clip of maybe it's like Hungrybox or like someone else, and they're trying to unlock Jigglypuff, and then Puff just like hits a perfect rest on them, and they just start screaming. It was sort of like that like whoever won the match had to play against the new player, so they had 7 other people around them screaming while they're like fighting for their life. And then after about a month, because it was such an internet thing where people were talking about how difficult the game was, that they patched it so that it was easier to fight the CPUs. And I guess I understand why. And obviously the Dynablade thing is more that, like, it literally doesn't show up, and that's a bug fix. But I forgot this part of the new Mario Kart update. It seems like they've been trying to make it easier with every update, that there is a game mode where you can select what items spawn and what ones don't. Granted, this has been in Mario Kart games for a while. This is a known feature. But now you could just load up a race and make all of the items the Kamek crystal ball.
Or
Right.
Yeah, so like this update and the last update where you could suck them up with the UFO, making it easier and easier to unlock all these characters. I understand why they did it, because people were like, I don't even know if they were complaining, just talking about how difficult it was to unlock all the characters. But honestly, if you ask me, like, I kind of like when all the characters are hard to unlock. I don't know how I feel about...
Me too.
I mean, obviously, like, that game mode, the one where you select an item, you could turn items on and off, that was in the last game. That's been in the last couple Mario Kart games. So I can understand why they would add it, but, like, I don't want them to continue to make collecting things easier. I fear that that'll be like a Kirby Air Riders update later down the line where it gets rid of, like, the hardest achievements. I really like those difficult to find ones. And it seems like, although they are quality of life changes and some people really like them, the last 2 Mario Kart World updates have primarily focused on making it easier to unlock characters. And I feel like it might be bad for the longevity of the game. Granted, these are children's games made for children. But also,
no,
you know...
okay, but like, I think the issue is it was such an obtuse way of unlocking characters.
Yeah, that's
And
why
you're
I'm
right that
kind
it
of
might
pro
be an
what they did.
overcorrection, but like, I'd rather it be easier than like RNG levels of difficulty.
Right.
In
Well, the
sense
thing
of,
is that, like, there are specific courses that spawn specific things. So if you just look up, like, okay, what character or what stage does this character spawn at, you just have to keep doing that course and then hope that the orb shows up. And I can understand that that would be monotonous, but I kind of like that. It feels like shiny hunting in a way. Like, you're constantly going until you get it.
I just
but
don't
shiny hunting
see
is different.
it.
Shiny hunting is like a reward for after you play the game. This is unlocking characters. This is not like this is like just trying to get characters to play with, you know?
I
Yeah.
suppose, but it's not like all
It
the...
insists upon itself.
Thanks, man. I feel like a lot of them you'll just unlock by playing the game anyway.
No, but you have to get the Kamek Orb on a specific stage.
Yes.
You have to be in a specific part of the stage. And it's just like everything is kind of working against you. And it would be fine if someone got the Kamek Orb and you were on that part of the stage and they got it and you got that character 100% of the time. That's fine. But even then, you're not going to get that character 100% of the time. You could get a completely different character. And I think that's where it's like, if you're going to make the RNG this ridiculous, you gotta loosen up somewhere. You can't make it completely random.
Yeah, I think this really is just like a me thing, where I really like when things are obtuse and you have to unlock
I
them.
agree with you, because I don't see the character unlocks in Mario Kart World as the same thing as like Smash.
Yeah.
Because these characters are all really stupid. Like, they just are like weird, like, joke characters.
Yeah, I do wish though, like, I know the
point
idea
is that they're like, I think it's just like, oh, you're going to be playing this game for the next couple years or whatever.
Yeah.
You'll eventually get them all just through sheer attrition.
and that's
or,
how I
like,
feel about Air
random
Riders
chance.
too.
but it's not really about like, oh, we got to unlock this character because like this is the meta, you know, this character is like
Right.
whatever, like or this is my favorite character. It's just like, oh, I can play as like the Buzzy Beetle now.
Yeah, the
okay.
characters themselves
You know?
don't factor in as much as like even something like Air Riders. But I remember that early on in Smash Ultimate there was discourse from competitive players that were like, I just wish all the characters were unlocked at launch so that I could immediately hop on online.
Yeah,
And
I get that.
this is something I
Yeah.
still get on my friend Chris about, that I invited all these people over and we were all playing Smash Bros. Together, but then my friend Chris, who also got the game at launch, brought his own Switch and his own monitor, which he didn't have to do because it's a handheld console, to play the story mode by himself while we were playing Smash so that he could unlock the characters as fast as possible. Like, he was still there hanging out and playing with us, but I'm like, dude, you don't want to just play with us a little bit? That people do just want to get online with all those characters, but I think what I loved about Ultimate unlocking all the characters was more in comparison to Smash 4, because if you want to unlock the characters in Smash 4 Wii U, you play the game for like an hour. Like, you can knock that out really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And I prefer more secret unlockables. I mean, nothing's going to be a secret. The aforementioned King K rule that I got spoiled on. But I guess my half measure is, I hope that my ideal is that they keep the unlock condition the same, but instead of that thing where you can abduct those characters, because like they're NPC characters and you can encounter them on the road, that instead of you having to abduct them with a UFO, maybe if you find them on the road and then you like bump into them, then you could play as them. That's kind of how it is with like the Lego games, where if there's a character walking around and you hit the character switch button, you just become that character and then you just have it. Something like that, where you just like it's less that like it's obtuse to find them and more that it's kind of antithetical to the idea of the game. Like in a game that's primarily about doing missions around, roaming around the open road, as people say, you can only unlock the characters really by playing through the Grand Prix mode. Like, if you could find the characters around the map, it wouldn't really be that big of an issue.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, but that's how I feel. If we're talking about Kirby updates as well, I don't know if I have a full read of the situation. Dan, do you know anything about this font, about the font discourse happening?
Oh, yeah, so FontWorks, which is like something that has been used for Kirby games for a while now, is upping
and Mario games,
and
pretty
Mario
much
and a lot of Nintendo stuff. Yeah,
Animal Crossing, a lot of their franchises.
They're upping their license from. I think it's pretty reasonable. They're upping their license from $380 a year to $20,800 a year.
I mean, those tariffs really hit them hard.
What the fuck? Are they generating the fonts through like a nuclear power plant? What are they?
They're hand drawing each letter.
You guys ever like try to download a font? And it's like, oh, to buy this font, you need to spend $600, and you're like, never mind. I think I'll
I go to all these websites and they like have a little like dollar sign next to them, but it's entirely optional. Like, you could just hit the download button and just get the font.
Yeah. It is very like if it was like $2,000 even, like that's still a crazy increase, but you know, it's reasonable. But the fact that it's jumping from $380 to over $20,000 is like it's a joke. Like it feels like this is a joke and we're waiting for the punchline.
Well, the punchline is that Nintendo's probably not going to pay this, and they're going to have to
they're not.
Change the logo.
Yeah.
They're going to keep, so Kirby Air Riders, that's going to be the logo going forward.
Yeah, it's just all going to be solid text.
The Kirby logo.
Yeah.
So, yay. Thanks, font.
Well, this is the first time I'm realizing that Nintendo just doesn't make their own font. Like, it never occurred to me that they outsourced that.
Yeah.
So many of their logos are just iconic. Because, like, when I wanted something to look like Mario, I just look up Mario font. And there's a very specific font I'm, like, picturing in my head.
Super Mario 256, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, oh, man, what's it called? The Pokemon one. Is it the Pokemon one? It's called, like, Pokey something. Something like that. No, sorry, the one... I was thinking of the Star Wars font. The font is called Star Jedi. That's the one I use when I talk about Star Wars. We can talk about fonts for hours, honestly. But it's more so that, like, if they remake any of these games that have... So the idea is that like they just can't use it moving forward. It's not like a residuals thing, right? Like it doesn't retroactively charge them for older games.
But it does affect remakes and remasters.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So like
if they wanted remaster Mario 64, then like they're still gonna have to pay the license. So
interesting. Unless they change the logo for it.
Yeah.
And like the text in the game. That's the thing. Yeah, I mean.
Okay, that's like.
Well, they did already do that with the Galaxy remaster, didn't they?
Like they have done that, and I think that's not that big a deal if they change the text in the game. Because A, let's be real here, that in-game text is kind of hard to read anyway.
Yeah, L is
and
real.
B, I just think the logo thing is crazy. Like that is like cartoonishly evil levels of increase.
Yeah.
That's like a Lord Boxman level increase. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Now's the time to capitalize when nobody's looking.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? That's like some Martin Shkreli shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like
Oh my
pharmaceuticals.
God.
Yeah.
Truly evil people out there. But hey, we do love a corporate merger, don't we?
Yep.
Excited about. I want to listen. I have been sick for a while now. I two podcasts ago, I couldn't talk as much because my mouth was still numb, and I tanked through it. And then by the end, my mouth wasn't numb. Last podcast, I could not speak because I was very sick. I feel fine, but I still got like a cough and a sniffle, so I've been pretty homebound as of late.
I'm getting sick right now. Like I've been.
It's going through my computer right now.
Yeah,
So I didn't go to the theater last week, and I think maybe I'm sick because I'm feeling withdrawals. Because I made a vow to myself, like as soon as COVID restrictions were lifted in 2022, semi-lifted, I decided to go to the movie theater every week. So throughout 23, I saw 52 movies, and then 24, a little more than that. 22 was the latter half. It was kind of like the Batman onward, where I started going every week. And I've been doing the same thing with 2025, and I'm about like... I think I'm at 47 2025 movies right now, so I'm 5 away. And the more weeks that pass, the more movies I'm missing. Granted, next Friday, the 19th, not only is Adult Swim's The Elephant premiering, but so is Avatar Fire and Ash, Is This Thing On, and SpongeBob Big Guy Pants Okay. They're all going to be in theaters at the same time. So I'm going to see if I can have a really big day with that one. And obviously, like, you know, there's Christmas stuff coming out of Christmas, Marty Supreme, stuff like that. What I'm getting at is that a couple days ago, I was feeling a little better. I'm like, you know what? I see people talking about this FNAF 2 movie. I'm going to go to the theater. It had snowed a previous day. And I'm like, okay, let me just go now. I got all my work done. And my car simply would not start. It was going, you know, stuff like that.
God is intervening.
I think my battery's dead, so I didn't get to see the FNAF 2 movie at all, and I haven't been to the movie theater in weeks now, and what I'm getting at is that the movie theater is a religious experience for me. I think last time I talked about it, I said that it was a social experience. I was sitting next to one other person, and I made a friend by the end of the movie. I'm not a religious person, but this is my ceremony. You know, I go somewhere every weekend, I get the snacks, I do the little Nicole Kidman mantra, and honestly... maybe I'm, like, out of touch. Maybe I'm up on my porcelain tower in my big content house in LA or whatever. There's a little bit of a divide with being a YouTuber, I guess, even though I hate to tell you guys, I'm also kind of in the trenches right now. I'm just trying to make rent. That, to me, going to the theater, if you have that monthly plan, it's AMC Stubbs thing. It's like, what is it, like $12 a month, maybe $14? And you get to... well, it depends on state.
Excuse me. I pay like $30 a month.
Where are you?
Shit.
I'm in the New York area.
Oh man, well it is state by state. That's probably... I hate to tell you this, man. It's way cheaper where I am.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, what I'm getting at is regardless, you get 4 movies a week, and that's a much better deal if movie tickets are expensive, right? Because then you're basically losing money if you don't. And there's I've seen a lot of people discussing the movie theater as of late, and this is because I don't know, did Netflix complete the bid? Like they got the winning bid?
Yet.
Like, okay, but Netflix is trying to buy Warner Brothers, Time Warner, AOL Entertainment, Discovery Plus, whatever. Yes, of course, yeah. selling to this Fox that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's worrisome because the highest grossing films, the biggest events this year, because I love going to the theater, like I said, Superman, Sinners, One Battle After Another, Final Destination, all those things, those were all distributed by Warner Brothers, and they have a large theatrical following, they have a large theatrical impact. And even companies like Apple TV that commission films from Scorsese and Ridley Scott, they still released them in theaters. Even like F1 earlier this year, that was an Apple movie. They know that box office from the theater is a big part of it. And I mean, we're comparing like the largest box offices of the year. Honestly, one of the highest grossing films in theaters this year was when they released K-pop Demon Hunters for like a couple weeks at a time. That was such a huge hit. And everyone's been talking to me about the new Knives Out and the Guillermo del Toro Frankenstein movie, and I honestly just straight up might not see them because they were only showing at, like, Alamo Drafthouse, which is nowhere near me. And a couple of years back when they released the second
really
Knives
expensive.
Out, even though it was a Netflix movie, I had the opportunity to see it in theaters because the theatrical experience, I just don't like watching movies at home at all. I think it is antithetical to the theater experience. To each their own, right? It's about convenience. This is another discussion I was having. Like, if you can't afford it, it's fine. This was a discussion I was having on a different stream where I was like, why are people so gung-ho about pirating games specifically? Like, I think it's totally fine, but I saw people dogging on this one person for buying Half-Life on Steam, and they're like, you fucking idiot. You should have waited for it to go on sale. It's like, dude, it's a $10 game. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
And somebody in my chat said that, like, they want to play Metroid Prime 4 with keyboard and mouse. I'm like, you know what? I don't emulate whatever you want. I don't care. From a preservation
really
standpoint,
bad.
That's totally fine.
Yeah,
Apparently, it
that
runs like
doesn't
shit on the
sound
computer, and people in the emulation scene are saying that the Switch 2 is going to take like a decade to crack. Like, they cannot get it to work on an emulator. That's neither here nor there. My point being that, what was my point? Movie theaters, right? That these Netflix originals, Netflix is very gung-ho about not having these theatrical releases. And not even a day after Netflix announced that they will be buying, the co-CEO, maybe 2 hours after that announcement, said that movie theaters are anti-consumer and the idea of going to see a movie at the theater is outdated. And I know there's a lot more pressing matters in the world right now, but that shit specifically pissed me off, and I'm still mad about it. The worst part is that Netflix buying Warner Bros. Is the lesser of three evils, but it's still fucking evil, and I'm heated about it.
Wait, I know what the other one is, but what's the third one?
It's either Saudi or Paramount.
Oh, it's Saudi, right?
Yeah.
Yikes.
Paramount.
Let's not, please.
Yeah, actually, can they just go out of business?
Speaking of Paramount, they made the Hostile bid today.
They made the
takeover bid. They did a Hostile takeover.
Yeah, they're trying to.
Motherfucker.
It's fucking awful. Like the Paramount ones are gonna be like, like MAGA stuff, but they'll still be released in theaters. And then Netflix today made a statement. They're like, listen, we're still interested in having the movies released in theaters, but they've also said that to individual directors, and then just went back on that deal. Like Greta Gerwig has been developing.
Netflix hates AMC. And they're just not going to release things in AMC anymore.
Well, that's the thing is that, like, people are arguing, like, why are so many companies doing this? It's that if a movie is in a theater for a certain amount of time, then the theater itself starts getting paid. They get residuals for it as well. And they really want to kill all of these theaters because they hate people making money off of their IP, their intellectual property. And I've been saying this for months, that even outside of Netflix, like, movies do not stay in theaters for very long. If you don't see it in the first 2 weeks, it's just gone. Like, it's not going to be there.
Yep.
Whereas, if you kept... Superman was in the entire summer and people were seeing it throughout the summer. Other movies you just really had to see. And everyone has their own argument. Somebody in like a TikTok comment or something, I'm just getting heated about other stuff I saw throughout the week, said that like, well, I'm a family of 3 and going out to the theater costs $53. And I was like, I'm crunching the numbers and maybe I am out of touch. Maybe. That's possible. Maybe I got a chip on my shoulder. Maybe I'm wearing a big top hat. But $17 per person for a day out, that doesn't seem that crazy to me, really.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, you go out to dinner, you go out to fucking Longhorn Steakhouse or something. Just like sometimes I'll go out with my friend and it'll be like $80.
Yeah.
I'm sympathetic
Right.
because I mean, like it's a lot of the time, at least for some families. It's funny. My mom used to be very adamant about not doing this. It's not just the ticket you're paying for. You might buy popcorn, you might buy snacks, and theoretically you don't have to do that. But you know that can bring up the price for 3 people up to $100.
Yeah, people have lost the art of
I don't
sneaking
know,
food
I
into the
mean,
theater, which I do all the
yeah,
time.
and I think that, like, I don't know. I mean, especially for someone who's not like a huge film buff, like if you're not particularly passionate about film, you're just taking your kids to see a movie.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are just like, I'd rather just rent it for $2 on Netflix or on Amazon Prime or whatever. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I mean, admittedly, I'm not as much of a film buff as you are, so for me, that's often the judgment I make. I'm like, I don't want to spend $15 on this. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But,
I'm not even saying that, like, oh, you should spend
Go ahead.
$50 every week. Like, this is maybe like a bi-monthly thing that I'm like, man, you should still probably go. And this happened, like, because families do want to bring their kids to movies. This happened earlier this year. I saw a lot of people, you know, the animation community talking on Twitter. It was like a Goomba A, Goomba B situation where it's like, hey, I thought we said we were boycotting. Why is the movie doing well? That the live action Lilo and Stitch really broke the box office. Like, it did super, super well. And I saw people like, oh, dude, what the hell? We said we weren't going to see it. As if it made a ton of money because people on Twitter went to go see it.
Right, yeah.
No, it was is it Labor Day weekend? It was Labor Day weekend, and it was the only children's movie, other than Elio, I suppose, in theaters at the time. Of course they were going to go see it with their kids.
Yeah.
And that's 3 tickets worth. Like,
Oh,
that's
man,
just the
poor
way that
Elio.
is. I was thinking about this.
Yep.
I don't want to dog on it too much. I was watching Memoir of a Snail last night. We watched it in the server. And I was realizing, like, man, this movie's so good. And last year, the animated, like, the best animated picture, it was a race between Memoir of a Snail and Flo and Wallace and Gromit, and even, like, the Last
Inside
Robot?
Out 2.
The Wild Robot? That
Wild
too.
Robot was
And I
really
was like,
good.
dude, these are crazy. And
They were all good choices, honestly.
that's what I'm saying. It was like Flo won, and I wanted Memoir of a Snail, but I'm like, you know what? I get it. That's totally fair. Thinking about like
it was never gonna win, unfortunately. But the
Yeah.
fact that Flow won is crazy still.
well, just like comparing it to like the animated outings from this year, and not to, you know, I'm not gonna shit on people, but like, what wins best animated picture this year? Just like K-pop Demon
Right.
Hunters. I mean, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, what is that? Juju Kaisen. I don't know
Jujutsu
the names. I don't know
Kaisen?
anime. Yeah.
I don't know if that counts. Does it?
Well, it was nominated for a Golden Globe.
Oh, okay, we'll give it that. Yeah. Now, what about that Nezu film? It was a Chinese film.
That
I
was
think
last
that was like
year, I
huge.
think.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that like. I'm just saying I love the theater, and now I'm just basically going through a list of shit that pissed me off from the previous weeks. There was another post of like, you know, film Twitter that really loves seeing film, and they said, I saw 62 movies this year. And someone else quote retweeted it saying, oh, like, don't you people have jobs? And
What
like,
the
there's 52 weeks in
movies a week.
There's 52
Yeah.
It's like-
weeks in a year, and then you double up in the summer. Like, that's not. Granted, like, I see a movie a week. I don't expect everyone to do it because from like February to June, you're seeing maybe a good movie every month. Like the rest is just like
Yeah.
seeing whatever is in theaters. The real time, that's what I say to my mom when she talks about like wanting to get the AMC deal. I'm like, you should get it in the summer and in the holidays if you're paying by the month. I like to go
Yeah.
every
Well,
week just because I like to go.
The only problem is, unfortunately, I can't even root for AMC because they're kind of dicks in that you gotta commit for 3 months. You can't cancel before 3 months.
Yeah.
And if you cancel, you can't rejoin again for half a year, which is ridiculous.
You're
It's
excommunicated. Yeah,
you're
it's why
really,
I have a business email attached to my YouTube, and I'm like, oh boy, I hope I got a sponsorship this time. Sponsors just do not reach out to me. But all of my notifications are AMC because I did unsubscribe using my main email and then had to use my business email to subscribe after that. And now I just use AMC through my business email. No, you're totally right.
Which, I mean, I get, like, that's what you got to do. It's just
Yeah.
that I have never seen anything quite as anti-consumer as that. Like, that is crazy. Like, that is crazy. Like, I love the service, but like, it's like if you leave, this is the fucking religion, and you are not allowed to come back.
It is
for
sort of like
half
a
the
cult
year.
in a way. And that's why, like, it's such a good deal, but I don't, there is a trope of the person pitching it like it's their religion. Like, oh, have you heard about the AMC Stubbs deal?
I mean,
It's
heard
got
about the
everything.
Lord and Savior.
Nicole
yeah.
Kidman? Yeah. That... And we were talking about amiibos earlier, just liking the toys, and I think Funko Pop is going out of business this year. There's a lot of that, that when I went to go see Wicked for Good, I saw the checkout. I was about to buy both the Elphaba and the Glinda cups, and the total was like $50. And as the guy was about to finalize, I'm like, I had a moment of like bliss for a second. I'm like, hold on a second. I only need one of these cups. I don't think I need both of them. And like last year, or maybe 2023, the novelty popcorn bucket was such a new thing that I was getting every single one. But now, like, it's not even a money thing. I just don't have space in my cabinet anymore. I have the Wish popcorn bucket, that little yellow star.
Yeah.
I haven't even seen Wish. I don't know what that movie
I
is.
still have the Garfield popcorn bucket.
I have still not.
Yeah.
seen a huge.
I broke
passed
mine the day
around-
after.
You broke it?
Yeah,
Well,
no,
like,
I was
okay, so-
I was like stimming. I was like stimming with the lid, and I
Yeah.
broke it like while Andrew and I were walking through MomoCon. I'm like, well,
Who has it right
Okay.
now? It's D'Angelo, right?
Oh,
I-
does he have it?
I got a Garfield popcorn bucket, and then I'm like, I can't fit this. I only brought my backpack. I'm not going to be able to fly back with this. And I think I gave it to Dan, who maybe gave it to Deli, who it like passed through multiple people, everyone in the internet cartoon community. And I think D'Angelo has it. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, though. Somebody has it. I think we should bring it back and sign
I
it.
don't think he wouldn't have given it to me or Deli because we already had ours. We were
Right.
with you.
I don't know. It got around to a bunch of different people.
I think you gave it to someone. I
I gave it to someone who
remember
gave
that.
it to someone else, I'm pretty sure. But, like, that's another thing when it comes to being out of touch. I saw someone else saying, like, dude, what's even the point of going to the theater? Popcorn's like $50 now. It's like, whoa, hold on a second.
Yeah.
That's not true. I think if you're looking at the novelty buckets, it is. But, like, let me check my app right now, because there's also, like, a deal going on. Maybe this is just, like, a Maryland exclusive, Maryland up. That, let me see, food and drinks.
Oh, are you talking about the popcorn pass?
Yeah, well, no, not the popcorn patch, just, like, how much popcorn is in general. See, like, right now, they got
'Cause
Avatar and
I bought
Predator
popcorn
collection.
pass. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, like,
I'm not gonna be
popcorn
shamed
is
for that.
popcorn's $9, which is, like, more expensive than it was. But it's not nearly as expensive.
It's $9.
Yeah. What's
For
it for
you?
you? What's it for you?
Like 15.
That's that New York
What-
price, man. I don't know what to
Right,
tell
Yeah,
you.
low key, bro. You live in New York.
Yeah. I think.
I'm not getting paid New York prices. Goddamn.
Yeah, you gotta get
I
that.
live in New York too, but I live in Auburn, which is like central New York.
That's like,
so
yeah,
you can
okay.
dox me,
You
by
live
the
in
way.
the state, right?
Yeah, not the
Okay, right.
not
Living
not
in
the
New York City is
Catskill
like
area,
being
yeah.
stabbed and having your wallet stolen every single day.
Guys, I'm
That's
saying,
Los
I think
Angeles.
Maryland's the
New
new
York
New
City,
York. Worth
It's
thinking
like
about.
getting shit on every
That's
day.
true. Maybe,
It's kind of
hey,
like someone
Mamdani,
flew a
he's
plane into
gonna-
your heart twice.
He's gonna help you out, so He's
But
gonna
that
make
just-
those popcorn prices easier.
As it is for me. I don't think, obviously, like, it's going to be harder for families, but I think I really loved as a kid going to the theater often, and it's gotten more expensive, as is everything. The other day on stream, I'm like, I want to do this, like, McDonald's Grinch meal, and the McChicken was like $5. It's like, dude, I remember being on my lunch break, and it wasn't even that long ago, in like 2018, and I would spend $5 and get 4 McChickens. That's just like how things are now.
Yeah, whereas, yeah.
There is a way to see films on a budget. Because I have like a 7-Eleven close by, and I kind of slip by there. And yeah, if they see you carrying food in, they'll stop you. You got to sneak it in. Because I saw someone else's comment being like, oh, well, last time I like had takeout or like leftovers, and they made me, like, they wouldn't let me bring it in. It's like, yeah, you were walking in with a styrofoam box. Like, you gotta obscure that shit a little bit.
Right. Real quick, I checked my Goodreads to see how many books I read in 2023, which was the year that I read the most. 76 books. So
Wow.
just saying, it's not impossible to watch like 50 plus movies a year.
Well, it's sort of a tough
that
argument
the case.
that people have online that, like, whenever it's people, it's hard to argue it with also, like, not sounding, I guess the argument is like ableism or classism, right? Is that like, oh, well, I just do not have those luxuries. And that's true. Like, I am in a privileged position. That people are sort of getting off on their own nihilism and being miserable, like getting off on being miserable. That they're like, I'm a young person, I'm Gen Z, and it's impossible to make friends. And then somebody was like, oh, you should like, go outside or go to this thing. And then the response immediately is like, oh, yeah, you would say that. You're a privileged person. Like, oh, what, you want me to just go outside and, like, what, talk to people? That costs money, and also you're being ableist. And it's hard to argue because, like, obviously people with outstanding conditions, that is difficult. Like, if you are legitimately disabled, it is difficult to go out. Not only you're at risk of, like, people don't mask anymore, so if you have preconditions, it is worse off, and it is difficult to get around. But I do think that there is a large subset of people that refuse to better anything about their lives or themselves, or like I hate to say it because I work online,
you're right.
I'm on Twitter all the time, I'm playing video games. Sometimes I go outside, I'm like, you know what? No, this does help. This legitimately touching grass does help, and I think that's a big part of it that. You do have to make an effort. Like, you can't just kind of happen across a social circle or social situations. I just happen to follow a lot of trans people online. It's not for any, like, reasons. I just really like Smash Brothers Melee. And there's a big Venn diagram. Where whenever it's, like, a large group of them, like, all hanging out, it's all, like, seething jealousy. And there was even a viral post that was just, got into normie Twitter of a group of like 5 friends hanging out in a living room that was like decorated with plants and paintings or whatever. And everyone was like, oh, I wish I could do this. Like, and then everyone was like, don't worry. Like it's their parents' money or they're privileged or whatever. It's like, it can't be that expensive to furnish an apartment. Yeah. Like, again, like I feel so bad being dude, just spend money because, I am in a place of, but like I'm not super well like
honestly,
I'm still
Andrew, I don't want to talk like about your own life, but it's not like you're rich.
No,
you're not rich at all.
I'm making as much I need to pay rent every month. That's what I'll say.
It's like I mean,
but what I'm saying is like I'm not in debt. Like I don't have any medical debt or like school debt or anything. And that goes a long way to like to hold people down. But like
same with me.
I don't know, it's not going to cost that like having an apartment that's furnished or like with plants or paintings, like if you've been there for like, say it cost $1,000 to decorate that apartment. If you've been there for 3 years, that's like a little bit each month. Like that isn't out of the realm of possibility.
Right.
I'll just say that it's like a lot of people do have this like, oh, I'm getting older, I can't. I used to be able to hang out with friends. Like, remember when you got to sit on the couch and, like, play games with friends? And I'm like, I do that literally every week. I'm 30.
It is tough like, once you graduate college specifically, that there is sort of, like, those communities in place to make friends. But you have to... I'm not saying it's not difficult.
There is a lack of
you need to make an effort.
In America specifically, and I kind of get that. Like there are like... I think there's a whole sociological discussion to be had about, American living and like how single family homes, blah, 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 blah. Like there's a lot to be said there, but I think like, it's not super hard to kind of get something going, in my opinion.
You need to put forth the effort.
What's a better like weekend, third place kind of thing than come over to my house. The 3 of my friends will sit on the couch, and then one of them will play Majora's Mask, and we'll all watch it and be like, "Whoa,
dude, you suck at Majora's Mask."
Dude, also, like like maybe I just like talking to strangers, but you could just like loiter most of the time. There's a game shop not far from me, and they always like they have a deal where like you can pay the owner of the game shop, and they like host events there. Like they do demo days in D&D and have like Magic or Pokemon or whatever. And I just like don't pay. I just like go there, and I'm just like looking over people's shoulders as they're playing. I'm just like, oh, what's this game? Just stuff like that, You got to ask the questions. And I've realized because whenever I get nervous or start to panic, what I do as a coping mechanism is I just start talking. So specifically, like when I'm on a plane, because I hate flying, like anyone that's ever flown with me will know that, like I can attest to this. I will like know the names of the 3 people in front of me, 3 people behind me, 3 people to the right of me. Because if anything's like the plane shakes a little bit, I'm like, oh, so what are you flying in for? Like, I just want to distract myself. And it happened weeks ago when I was getting my fillings, and that's why my mouth was numb. Like, these people were legitimately like all up in my mouth, and I was leaning to the side being like, oh, how was your day? Just because I was uncomfortable being in the dentist chair. And just stuff like that. Like, I'm not saying it's easy, and if you are legitimately, like, you know, poor or disabled, it's always going to be harder and even dangerous for you. But you do need to make that effort a little bit. And that's why earlier we were kind of like, not dogging, but, you know, memeing about New York. But that is, like, that's the appeal of being in New York, is that you're always connected to the people around you, more or less. That the joke is that, like, oh, you buy a $2,000 New York apartment and it's just like a room big enough for a bed. And I think the idea from people I've talked to who do live there is like, well, you're not really supposed to stay in your home. Like, you need to just kind of like be out and then you go to your home to sleep.
Yeah, that's kind of the idea.
Yeah.
Basically.
I'm too much of a homebody for it. Again, I want to reiterate, I only go outside to go to the movie theater. Like, I don't have a super rich, like, I'm still kind of like needing, well, I have a job, but I'm sort of just like on my couch playing stuff still. It's just that movie theaters specifically are a really good excuse to get out of the house and talk to strangers. Not during the movie, of course. But honestly, if given the choice between seeing a movie at home and seeing like the Minecraft movie where people are throwing popcorn all around, I would take that in a heartbeat. Like, I'd much prefer that to watching it by myself at home.
Yeah. So Soul Valley and Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is
Oh my god.
is a pretty, you know what? It's pretty divisive, and I can understand why. Because in general, open world game design doesn't really work in the Metroidvania context. However, the way that they've constructed this area is pretty Metroidy. Like, you can navigate it all, but there's a lot of locked zones that you can't get to without certain upgrades. You know, there's you can even start the end game like item hunt pretty early, and start finding like these pieces to assemble this like giant mech. And just in general, I think I ended up really enjoying it. I don't know if anybody's ever played games like The Pathless or Solar Ash, which are sort of these like smaller games that are open world, but you're not really like doing side quests or doing whatever in the open world. You're just kind of going around collecting objects and, you know, going forward. So yeah, I thought like Viola's cool. It's a cool bike. Controls really well. The area, it's fun to navigate. I think deserts are pretty cool. I'm one of the few that probably thinks that it was like an interesting visual aesthetic.
I'll say at the very least that it
all the little shrines and everything.
Yeah, at the very least it isn't invasive. Like, if you don't like the desert, it doesn't take up too much of the gameplay or your time if you just want to rush through it really quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know, all the areas that you're going to are just like conveniently around the rim of the desert, so it's easy to get to them. So yeah, I actually ended up liking it. So if they put something like that in Prime 5, but through a different context, I would be fine with that. I know for some people it like bogged the game down. Some people would even say ruin the game for them. But I think similar to like with the NPCs, it was just kind of overblown. You know, I'm not saying everybody has to love it or like need it in the game or whatever. And even I am just like, yeah, it's pretty cool, rather than, oh, this is amazing. This is a fucking paradigm shift. Like with Bonanza, I felt like that, what that added to the level design was like a radical shift from Odyssey, but it was a really cool alternate play style, you know. Like, I don't need every game to be exactly like Bonanza, and I don't think Bonanza is a like an evolution over Odyssey. It's just like, oh, these two are doing similar things, but this one has, you know, more of a destruction and exploration and things like that, whereas like Odyssey is more about platforming, more about like those kind of challenges. So anyway, yeah, so just wanted to circle back to that.
Yeah.
Real
Well,
quick.
in the comparison to Bonanza, we're gonna get into the actual Game Awards soon, but I wanted to like, we might all have the same answer. If we are talking about these, now we know 6 Switch 2 exclusives that were made by Nintendo this year. Which one do you think Bonanza is the best one?
Yeah, I think pretty. I mean, the only one that might be in contention would be Air Riders, but I haven't.
I was
had a
thinking that
chance to
too.
buy that
I have
yet.
too much of a recency bias where, as I was playing Air Riders, I'm like, I don't know. Like I'm teetering a little bit. I'm faltering my heart.
Right.
So, like, here's the thing, because I love Bonanza, but I also have issues with Bonanza that I haven't really seen.
Ooh, it's like your
brought up.
Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the Metroid Prime 4 of
First
Donkey
of
Kong
all,
games.
I think the post game of Odyssey is
Is way
much
better.
better
Yeah.
than Bonanza.
Yeah, I agree.
In regards to what's offered and like how it's treated, and also the fact that like the fact that you can buy, like, you have to buy the remaining moons is stupid. Like, I don't like that at all. But I'll take that any day over the fucking stupid banana chip thing. Like, that is the most tedious bullshit. And the fact that nobody like seems to bring that up is like, this is like 10 times worse than Mario Odyssey. How are we not like really annoyed about that?
I think
And
I think we talked about that a little bit in the cartoon chat, like when the game came out, where I was like, oh my god, I had no idea how time consuming or tedious this was going to be until I got to the end of the game and like, fuck this, I don't want to do that, you know?
Yeah. I think that's the antithetical argument to what we were saying about like unlocking characters. They're like, say what you will about Mario Kart, but at least you do something a little different each time to get the characters.
Right,
as opposed to just like, the best way to farm chips is just stand in one place, really.
Well, there's like a specific thing you do, and you just gotta do that like 100, because you're gonna end up with a specific amount of chips no matter what. And like, they also don't tell you this until the very, very end of the game, which is annoying because it's like, oh well, I could just keep buying bananas with my chips, and it's a hack. It's like, no, you gotta save that shit for the end.
I wish I remembered which one it was, but it was one of those like you know those dungeon rooms where they have the bananas on the outside.
Yes.
There was one that was a bunch of those rolling rock characters.
That's it. That's the one. That's the one.
Okay, I was
you
gonna say, because when
farm
I played
to
it in
get
the middle of the
chips.
game, every third enemy I killed dropped a music disc, and I was like, dude, I should just stay here for like hours. Like I almost have all of them.
You farm that one, and that's just what you do. You just
Okay,
gotta farm it.
I'm glad I just kind of discovered it on my own naturally by
but
playing.
the problem is there's a limit, and unlike Mario Odyssey, you cannot buy bulks of bananas at a time. You can only buy one banana at a time. And that is the most ridiculous thing when there's over 100 bananas you have to get, or like about 100 bananas you have to get in order to 100% it. Like, it is such a slog. And also, I just think like, you know, and this is also Mario. This is an issue with Mario too, but like, it is not actually, you know what? I will say it. Emerald Rush is fun for like 10 minutes and then it's really bad. And then it's like, why did I pay $20 for this? I would take the Luigi balloon thing any day over the fucking Emerald Rush thing.
I've seen
that was
mixed,
like very, very fun, like platforming challenge.
It gives you a sense of community as well.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like, it was dumb, but it was free. And also like, it was fun. It was a slice of life kind of. It was like a slice thing, and this is like, I'm glad you included DK Island. But there is legitimately one thing you can do on DK Island, and you are not even gonna know how to do it unless you look up a guide.
Yeah. Exciting stuff.
But I think Kirby Air Rider is probably my pick between the two, just because I think like that one has the most replayability. I think that I could replay that for literally hours and hours, and if I'm not like getting angry over checklist stuff, like I'm having a good time.
Yeah, let me look.
I will say I'm replaying Prime 4 right now, as in like, you know, I started a new file. I'm like halfway through the game again, and knowing kind of what to expect and understanding the game like by the end of it, I already like really enjoyed it and had a blast with it while understanding like some of the problems people had with it. But playing it again with that understanding is helping me enjoy the game more and kind of focus on all of those elements of what it does right. Rather than like, this isn't exactly like Metroid Prime. Well, how dare they not make it like this game I played when I was 7? So yeah, I think that sort of like boosted up in my estimation. But I do think that even still, it's hard for me, if it's not extremely biased, to put it above Bonanza just because the amount of joy that game gave me. Mm-hmm. I will say this, maybe a controversial opinion. As good as the ending of Bonanza is, I still think that the Odyssey ending might be slightly better because it just feels more cohesive as far as like, this is what the game was building up to.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, the stuff
I 100% agree.
When I heard people talk about the end, I was like, oh, you get to it tests what you've learned so far, and you have to use all of the gimmicks throughout the game. When in actuality, it just kind of introduces a new one. You have to fight with that.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite things about the Odyssey ending is just that walk up to the wedding chapel. Like that's just like,
I love the
pretty.
silence of that. It's so like
the quiet sadness of Mario Odyssey.
I can't believe I'm about to say this.
The quiet sadness.
No, it's so atmospheric.
Ooh, which is true.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. And I think that, like I said, the Bowser thing at the end, that's just like, oh, yeah, that is exactly how this game should end after everything that happened up to that point.
Yeah.
I mean, if we want to be real here, the ending of DK Bonanza is kind of more akin to the ending of Super Mario 3D World, if we want to be real.
Where it's like, where it kind of pulls the rug out from under you, and it's like, there's a new guy, or there's a new like final area.
Well, I mean, the idea is like, you thought that this was helping you. No, this is helping the bad guy, and now you gotta fucking take care of this.
Which is still very cool. Like, I still loved it. Obviously, I was pogging at my screen when the Kremlings went, when you hit them,
That's so good. That's so good.
So good, great. I love that game. I even, Mario Kart World, I had a blast playing through it, and doing like all the fucking battle royale mode or whatever, the thing where you're like, not the
F-Zero mode,
knockout tour.
Yeah, knockout tour, great, all that stuff.
It's interesting how many of even Metroid Prime has a game mode where like one of those mini games where you're racing, you just don't want to come in last, you want to survive the longest. That these three major Nintendo games, it kind of all circles back to F-Zero if you think about it.
Right,
they're all implementing F-Zero into these games.
The last thing I'll say about Metroid as regards to its discourse is that I remember when the review scores came out a few days before the game was out, and people were like losing their minds over it having an 80% on Metacritic. And first of all, gamers are so stupid that they think that 8 out of 10 is bad or mid. I mean, when people genuinely say this game is a 7 out of 10, and when they say that, they mean that it's like bad or mediocre. Yeah. When like a 7 out of 10 is well above average.
Well, it's like how the greatest insult online, like 2 years ago, was calling something mid. It's like, was that just it's not bad or good, it just is kind of okay.
Exactly. It's just like, it did the job, and whatever. Whereas like, 8 out of 10, that's honestly like a pretty good score for Metroid Prime 4, like from my experience, like a 4 out of 5, if you want to, because I like using out of 5 scores personally. But like, I would put it in that. Like, that seems like a perfect thing where it's like, it has enough flaws that kind of drag it back from that perfect score, but it was still like well above what you would, it has like so much to offer for what it is. And, it will be something that I keep returning to over the years and keep appreciating more, the more that I play it, like with any game.
Yeah, I think the numbers themselves, like, they don't really do any service because they're sort of superfluous to begin with. That's why
Yeah.
it's always a game of comparison for me. I like to do those tier lists with the comparisons. So as far where would,
same.
of those 6, right? Because we talked about Bonanza, where would Metroid Prime 4 be on? Well, I guess that's not a Switch 2 game, but where I guess would it fall
if
within?
it does count, like I think I would put it right below Bonanza, but I also haven't played Air Riders, so
You should check it
I want
out.
to check
Pretty
that
fun.
out.
Yeah.
I was kind of
very
not
fun.
disappointed, but I did feel like this is a huge step down playing ZA compared to Legends Arceus, which I really loved.
I do love Arc. Yeah.
That wasn't it wasn't a perfect game either, but
Yeah.
it just had so much more to offer, and it had like such a unique like loop of catching Pokemon and everything. Whereas
That's why I was so confused about apparently the supposed negativity about ZA is like the only things I didn't like about ZA is features they removed from Arceus. It's not anything
Yeah.
intrinsically wrong with the game itself.
yeah, I think the gameplay, like the combat and everything, is really cool. Like
Yeah.
they fixed that, and like I like all the characters in ZA.
I like that
I
even
just
like
wish there was,
even down to like individual NPCs that you only encounter like once or twice. They still
Yeah.
have characteristics. Like early on, the first people you run into the game that have that Pancham, their names are like Andre and Andy, and I was like, holy shit, there's like an Andrew crew, that's crazy. And then you go to them later, and he's got the little Ultra Ball haircut. Yeah, we need but ZA and Metroid Prime 4 are technically Switch 1 games. That was the only negative I could say, is that maybe the Switch 1 version just kind of run like shit. I haven't seen really anything about it. We got to inject a little negativity. What's the worst of the 6 Switch 2 Nintendo games?
Well, okay. Are we talking?
Welcome Tour, I guess.
Drag
I would
X
say,
Drive.
are we including Drag X Drive? And
We
Welcome
are
Tour? 'Cause
including,
I think that
yes.
it's kind of obvious. Unfortunately, it might be Drag X Drive.
Interesting.
Because Welcome Tour has the gimmick of being like a weird museum tech demo thing, and that's kind of interesting as somebody who just likes seeing clean UIs and tech demo stuff, you know?
It's always hard to judge a game that's entirely multiplayer from a barometer of like how fun something is, because I mean, we do the show every weekend where we play Grand Theft Auto Online. I play it with the patrons every week leading up to the release of the new game. Granted, I started that show before it got delayed, so it's going to be a lot longer. That I love GTA Online. I played it so much when I was like a preteen, and I play it all the time now. I would never play that game by myself. It's a slog. It's so boring when you're just playing. It's a game that is only fun when you're playing with friends. A friend swap game, if you would.
Right.
That
You
it's
mean
really
GTA Online specifically.
yeah.
Do you
It's
mean
hard to
GTA 5?
judge. It's the same thing with like Scarlet and Violet. That like I loved when I played a Scarlet and Violet because I was never without other people. Like as soon as I loaded up the game, I immediately did the Union Room and like had my roommate and my one childhood friend, and we were just all we all picked a different starter. We were going on our adventures concurrently. It was such a fun multiplayer thing. Even like Sword and Shield, all my fondest moments in Sword and Shield are like doing these raid dens with people I met in real life at conventions or something. That I can't tell you a single thing that happens in the story of Sword and Shield.
Right.
I like Bede
remember,
and
Bede
Bede
is
changes.
good. I like
Yeah.
him.
But everything else is
yeah.
just like sort of like my own doing. But honestly, that's how I feel about Pokemon in general. It's like the story's cool, I guess, but if you ask someone like what their fondest Pokemon memory is, it's not going to be like a piece of dialogue in the game. It's going to be something that specifically only happened to them. Whether that be a shiny or like clutching out a fight or something, like they are personal. And it's hard to judge a game based on that, where it's like, you know, I played Drag X Drive by myself against randos online. Maybe if I had a full call of people and we were, or maybe like gather around the TV together, maybe it would have been an entirely different experience. But like Welcome Tour, although I did have people around to play it, if I played it by myself, you're right, I probably would have enjoyed it more. So probably Drag X Drive is at the bottom there.
Yeah, and with Pokemon, I've always said that my favorite Pokemon is whatever one I'm currently playing. Because even bad ones, if you're like, which there's not that many like bad Pokemon games, you know, they all have like a baseline level of quality.
Pokemon and Mario Kart had the same thing where it's like, even the worst ones are still fun off of the metric of being Pokemon or Mario Kart. Like, it's really hard to fuck that up.
Like Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl is extremely flawed and a very boring remake of two kind of boring DS games, but like it's still fun. It's still like a 3 out of 5.
Yeah, because it's a remake of a game that's already kind of fun.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, it's still like entertaining. I enjoyed myself playing through them. I can complain about the missed potential of what they could have been, like the remakes, what they could have brought to the table. Yeah, the quiet sadness of Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl.
I'm surprised people haven't co-opted that game to be like a liminal space, because it does feel kind of like, I know people throw around the word soulless, but it does kind of feel like dead and empty. Like it's kind of spooky at times.
Oh my god.
I mean, Soul Valley, that's a pretty liminal.
Yeah, it's got nothing in there. It's a bunch of desert.
I just gotta say, it's a little ridiculous. I cannot defend the fact that there is zero music
in Soul Valley. I don't know if it's zero music. It sounds like there's like an ambient track, but I just
one
like
loud
listened
humming
to.
tone.
Yeah, I just was like, I'm listening to Doughboys while I'm riding around the desert. Like, who cares? I can't necessarily defend the choice of like having a weird ambient track play instead of normal music, but I think it's ridiculous how mad people have gotten over the amiibo thing.
It'd be nice to have been given the option within the game.
Yeah. I mean, if it's an ambient track, it's different, but like it sounds like there is no track from what I've heard, but you played the game further than I have, so you can actually confirm that.
Yeah.
If it's an ambient track, I don't have a problem.
It sounds very similar to some of the other like Metroid tracks where it's like very low melody. You know, most of the ones in Prime 4 are like actual kickin' fucking songs, but with that, it's just it's weird that they don't have something a little bit more high energy, like so that you're exploring. Maybe only play it when you like get on the bike. Whenever you're off the bike, it can be the ambient, you know, more mysterious track. Yeah, I just don't think that. I just think it's like a fake problem that people are getting mad about. As far as like, I'm not saying.
I guess the thing is that like it's avoidable
or whatever, but I feel like the outrage is so, you know, like artificial, I guess, of like, I would be mildly annoyed that I would have to get a amiibo to like play a music track for a thing, but it never occurred to me that that was something I needed when I was playing the game, because like I said, I was just like listening to Doughboys or like watching Drew Gooden videos or whatever while I was exploring.
Maxing.
Yeah, I was content maxing while I was doing that, and then so I don't see it as another example of like uninstall this game right now. You know, we must destroy Nintendo for that reason. It just sucks because there's a lot of times where I see that outrage and I just don't have that extreme of a reaction to it. So it comes off like I'm really being very dismissive of people's grievances. But I just see so much that does feel very like being mad for the sake of being mad, that it just comes off as very forced and kind of it's like that artificial. It's the grift.
The thing is, like with the desert, you really don't spend a whole lot of time there if you don't want to. Like you can just kind of just drive right through it, especially if you get like fast travel later.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, but I see what you're talking about it being like.
It's a feature that was purposefully removed that could have been
flaw. There. Like it is kind of like a weird element to the game. I guess what I'm saying is I just don't see the idea of like, here's a thing where you can like play whatever, the Brinstar theme from Super Metroid or something like while you're driving around. It's like such a necessary component that it's they're removing content from the game to sell it as DLC. Like I don't really see it that way. But
I just think like, again, it's not the fact that you can't play that kind of music. It's the fact that again, from what I've heard, it's that no music plays, which I think is ridiculous. Like again, if it's an ambient track, I'll gladly eat my words because that's fine. I have no problem with that. But like, who looked at something like the Great Sea in Wind
Right, it was
Waker.
like,
I was gonna make that
this needs
comparison,
no
yeah.
music.
I know people hate this. You know what'll make this even better? No music. Then everyone's gonna love it. That's the problem with the
Yeah.
Great Sea right there.
My thing is that, like, if you just removed the entire desert, it wouldn't really fundamentally change the game that much. It seems like it was an entirely different thing that sort of artificially moves the areas away from each other. Because in any other Metroid Prime game, you would just immediately go from area to area.
Yeah, and that is my big issue with the game, like that kind of drags it down, is that the areas are not naturally connected to one another. So in a normal Metroid game, even in Metroid Dread, the starting area connects to like 3 different areas besides itself, or besides like the very next area that's next to it. Whereas like none of the zones in Prime 4 are connected to one another. They're all separate sort of levels. So it still feels very similar to Prime 3, where the areas are all disconnected. It just has the extra context of, but there's this desert that's here. Like I said earlier, there's enough Metroid-y game design actually woven into the desert that it doesn't feel like a complete, like, what the fuck were they cooking kind of thing. But like, it is one of those things that's like, I can see why people are put off by this. And I don't blame anybody for being put off by it, but it ended up really clicking with me.
Yeah, I think ultimately the point is that, like, it's a small detail that doesn't ruin the game or weigh it good or bad. It's just like sort of a strange omission.
It's just
overall.
a bizarre, it's a very bizarre thing. Like, because I did feel, because when you first get the bike and you're going on like the F-Zero track, the music that plays during that, I was like, this fucking kicks ass. Is this what's gonna play in the desert? And then and then when you get out there, it's like, it's either like ambient atmospheric, like just sounds and environmental sounds and things like that, or like I swear I can hear something like in the mix that sounds kind of like music,
right?
But I'm not 100% sure, so I'm not confidently making that statement. I'm just saying that, like, I don't see it as a malicious move to like sell toys. That they put a music player, because it's like, it's not a completely necessary component.
I don't think it was like a feature that they removed and then put in the amiibo. It probably was like a completion bonus to begin with, and they're like, we're gonna sell this amiibo, let's put it in there too. So overall, like, the game, to me, it feels like a reintroduction to Metroid Prime. It doesn't feel like a game 8 years in the making, but I don't think it possibly could have. Like, I don't think it could have lived up to that.
I think
weight.
it does, in the sense that it's like, it kind of just feels like a sequel to Prime 3.
Yeah.
So it feels like the Wii U Metroid game. Like, and it feels like it has a lot of those like weird, like, it has a lot of things where if this came out on the Wii U, people would probably be like, this is one of the best games on the whole console. If it came out in like 2014 or 2015 or something like that. So whereas like now that it's like, it's launching with the Switch 2, it is kind of has this weird anomaly of, it was in development for so long and across multiple different versions of itself, that I think a lot of those design elements that were like maybe cutting edge or just like impressive back in 2017 just sort of got lapped by other things, and then it kind of just comes out being like, it's a Metroid Prime game, and it has like a lot of the cool elements of Metroid Prime. Like the areas, the atmosphere, the music, I don't
want to say like get it over with, but like, now that the game is out, it's behind us, and it's a decent enough game. Now we can move forward with the franchise and not have this like huge multi-year wait.
It's not a millstone. It's not like, I'm not watching every direct being like, I'm not going to be happy unless Metroid Prime 4, which it never was. Right. It literally was never.
They legitimately did not talk about it until we were shocked that it was showing off in the direct. Well, now it's going to be Rhythm Heaven, I guess. We'll see if we hear anything more about that.
Man,
there's a lot of Nintendo to cover, and there's a lot of Metroid still as well. But I've talked for long enough, but we have about 29 Game Award nominees here. Let me make sure all these are.
God.
Let me put the Dan
All right,
here.
well,
Where's our guest? Hold on. Yeah, we're doing the most important ones first as well. Let me grab this guest one here. This
Yeah.
guest block. We have to answer everything no matter what, regardless of our familiarity. Right. So let me place this here. Oh wait, let me move this actually. Place that there. We might be covering too much actually. Let me strategically.
Yeah, I think we're a little too big.
Yeah, got a little bit too big. This always happens with the Photoshop documents that I frame it to the screen because I forget simply how many of us there are and how much we take up. The Chuckle Fucks have returned to rank the. Let's go like here-ish, a little bit more. Yeah, they'll know we're down here. I'm peeking over a little bit. Okay, we have our little icons down here. So let me ask you guys, who do you think is the best esports team? Who wants to go first? Switchy, what about you?
I'm going to say...
Okay.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to go
my favorite esports team.
Yeah. We're locking in our answers.
Mo, catch a tiger by its toe. If he hollers, let him go. My mother says to pick the very best one, and you are it. Gen G, League of Legends.
All right. Big League of Legends fan, of course. Okay, put Switchy there.
Yeah.
What about you, Dan?
I'm going to say NRG because I like that character in the Ben 10.
Right. Yeah,
That's probably what it's based on, too. All right, Wyatt? I hope we keep going down the line.
Right. I'm going to go with Team Vitality because Counter-Strike 2 is the only game I respect out of all of these.
Okay,
So,
and that's where, in the code of Counter-Strike 2 is where we're finding all this Half-Life stuff. I'm going to go with Team Liquid because I think I've heard of them before. Maybe I'm thinking of like the Smash one, but I'll count that.
I do not know what the fuck Mobile Legends Bang Bang is.
Right.
But, you know.
So if Team Falcon wins, we all lose. This is a good spread, though, having different answers, so then we can come back to it when we watch the Game Awards, like a little bingo card. But now we have Best Esports Athlete.
Oh, great.
Two Street Fighter guys, two Valorant guys. Okay.
Oh, that's true. Oh fuck. Okay, can I answer mine actually? Can I give a little bit of? Can I give a little lore? I watch Evo every year on stream. In 2023 is when I started doing it, and I just started playing Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. And at Evo 2023, 2 years ago, I had. There's a brand, like everyone has the tag at the end, which is like a 2-letter tag. And this fighter's name is Mena RD. But the whole time I was calling him Menard, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm taking Menard the whole way. And he made it to like the semifinals of Street Fighter and then lost. And for years and years, I was doing that meme. And then in the summer this year, it was like 2 a.m. Evo was running long. I was watching, I was sweating, I was like all dressed up. And Menard won the Street Fighter tournament. And I like screamed on my mic, like, let's fucking go, Menard train. So I'm like, I need Menard to win this again. I didn't even know Menard was nominated. All right, let's back this horse. I didn't even know Menard was nominated. That's actually fucking awesome.
I have no horse in this race, so I will also say Menard.
Oh, come on. We're going to save big money.
You know,
I was debating Kakeru because I'm like, I'm just going to be like I'm going to be different. I'm different than you.
Yeah, shout out Street Fighter, though. I care about Street Fighter way more than these other games. We have the best esports game.
Okay.
I don't know.
Man, Valve is running this a little bit. Okay,
I'll go Counter-Strike.
Yeah, I'll go Counter-Strike too. Dota, I don't know. I just know it as like different League of Legends.
Yeah. Switchy, what about you?
Best esports game. I'm gonna go Counter-Strike.
Okay.
Yep, here it is.
I'll go Valorant, but I still say Counter-Strike.
Oops.
Oh, you fucked it up forever.
Yep. And we got to start the stream over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just cover up Dan.
Try to do it in the order that they were placed. Let's peek him out over there. There we go. Just so we know he's there. Do that. All right. Yeah. Counter-Strike 2. It's Counter-Strike 2, by the way. All right. Content Creator of the Year.
First of all, I gotta say, I've never heard of this Burnt Peanut guy.
I haven't either.
He just won VTuber of the Year.
Oh, okay. I'm back in the peanut, honestly.
Good for him. I'm gonna go with my boy Charlie.
Okay. Hey, yo, it's me, Charlie.
I do think it's weird that people have, like, when people talk about him, they're like, oh yeah, Moist Critical. Did you hear the video from Moist Critical?
From
like,
Penguin
for like
OZ?
a decade, we've all just called him Critical.
Yeah.
Why do we have to add the Moist part?
I do. I will
onto
say
it.
he's
It's
on like
just-
the front lines of like the don't Nintendo has gone too far. Don't buy this game. I don't care
Yeah.
much for him because like I'm going with the peanut. I'm locking in peanut.
Yeah, you're going with the Burt
You going the
peanut.
peanut? Okay.
Yeah, why not?
I'm gonna go Kai, bro. I'm gonna go Kai.
Yeah, my friend
Right.
Kai. Yeah, we're like this.
Dude, I mean, he interviewed Tom McGillis. That was kind of crazy.
I forgot that happened. You're
Yeah,
right.
when is
He
that
wanted to make his
coming
own
out,
Total
Switchy?
Drama Island.
When's the season coming out?
Dude, I doubt it's ever gonna happen. I doubt it. But like,
Yeah, we're going to be doing Total Drama Island soon on Cartoon Buffoons. Do you
Ooh.
want
Oh,
to?
nice.
I heard
Do
it
you want to
sucks.
come on? Do you want to
we'll
come
talk-
on
we'll
as
talk
the
about
guest
it
for the
in the end.
episode?
When is that?
we'll talk about it.
Yeah, a couple a couple weeks from now, something like that. So
It depends on if that
sometime
means
before
end of
Christmas.
December. Ooh,
yeah,
mayhaps. We shall see. Well, you gotta
Yeah,
lock
yeah.
in your content creator of the year.
I'm going with the Moist Critical
Okay.
because he's the only person I recognize. So
You do got one of those faces. Listen, I haven't ever
Yeah.
seen anything about Burnt Peanut, but just off of the
I don't.
yeah,
Dude, burnt
I don't know
peanut.
if he's talking
Burnt,
about
you know
Nico
what burnt
is either.
peanut reminds me of? He reminds me of like a character that would be in iCarly. That's what he
Yeah.
feels like.
I
to
saw
me.
someone say
Yeah.
that this looks like a
He's-
Smiling Friends lineup.
It kind of does, yeah. Like at the end. Like
Yeah.
the RIP.
Yeah.
Friends memorial
The
photo,
Burnt
yeah.
Peanut, yeah. Most anticipated game.
Oh, Grand Theft Auto. I
Yeah,
there's no question.
Yeah, I think so too.
which one that we think is going to win?
Well, no,
Or
this
which one
your
does we
most
want to
anticipated
win?
game.
Legitimately shocked if it was not Grand Theft Auto.
Imagine
Like,
if it doesn't
would
win.
be-
That'd be like
I don't
so
know. They
funny.
love their
That would be
PlayStation slot,
so
man.
fun.
Wolverine's on there.
Well, what I'm asking is like, do we have to choose what we want to win, or do we have to choose
What
we
is
think
your
is
most
gonna win?
anticipated game out of everyone here?
Okay, then Resident Evil Requiem.
Okay. That
Yeah.
does come out more soon than these other ones, I believe.
Right? Yeah.
Well, because like that's the thing is that like 3 of these games are ones that I think we know are coming out next year, and they have release dates, regardless of if they get delayed or not. And then Witcher 4 and 007 are just like, hey, we're working on these games.
Yeah. I'm excited for Witcher 4, but Resident Evil Requiem's actually coming out soon,
Mm-hmm.
so
Right, I get that.
Well, the last CD Projekt Red film, or the last CD Projekt Red game was Cyberpunk, right?
yep, which was a huge mess when it first came out. But
Yes.
you know what?
Yeah, but they No Man's Skied it. They No Man's
Right, that-
Yeah.
yeah, people really like it now, and I loved Witcher 3, and I love the Witcher books, so I'm excited to see more Ciri.
What do you think, Switcher?
But yeah, GTA 6.
Okay.
I think we're all-
yeah,
I-
Everybody
yeah.
else is GTA's.
It's too much. Yeah, no, I feel like, I mean, I like GTA 5. I've only played GTA 5 and GTA San Andreas in full, but I don't know. I mean, I feel like GTA 6 for me is just too culturally important of a game to not be excited for.
Yeah, it's like
You
the
know what I
Metroid
mean?
Prime
Yeah.
4 thing. Like it's been
It's like, dude,
it's been
it's-
so long. Yeah.
Yeah, it also takes place in like Vice City and stuff like that. So I'm
Right.
excited. It's
We
really
gotta go
cool
to.
see
We
my
should
new-
go to Real
new
Florida for an episode ahead of Grand Theft Auto,
Yeah.
and then we can go to.
Yeah.
Do they have a Nintendo World in Orlando?
There is, yeah, Nintendo World's in Orlando.
Something
You
to
ever
think
see
about.
those like those TikToks of that guy in like the Florida Everglades, just like
Yeah, and he just grabs a
grabbing
gator from the
grabs
ground. Yeah.
animals. It's
Hey, I'm in the
like,
Florida
yeah.
Everglades. I saw a lot of people saying that Sonic. They're upset that Sonic the Hedgehog 3, the movie, wasn't nominated, but that
Didn't
came
that come
out
out
in
last year?
December of
Okay.
last year.
24.
It still
Yeah.
would count though, because I think later
Okay.
that Indiana Jones is nominated, and that one
This
came
is a
out
real-
24 after. None of these are good, mind you.
I'm
These
so
are all
fucking
these
done.
are all
I
bad.
don't get any of
This
these.
is the worst
I don't
movie this
like any
year.
of these.
Granted, I haven't seen FNAF, but Minecraft is like the worst movie of the year. Last of Us Season 2 is disappointing. I mean, at least Devil
it
May
sounds
Cry
like
is
every
like
game.
animated, right? I think it looks cool, I guess.
Ah man,
Oh,
Studio
God.
Mir. That's the Korra guys that animated that.
Shadow of
You know what?
Voltron.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
Voltron as well.
I'm gonna throw a bone. I'm gonna say Until Dawn.
Okay. I haven't
Okay.
seen it.
That's that's one of the most pointless. This is a movie, right? Yeah, because
Yeah.
the game is supposed to. I hate movies that are based on games that are trying to be like movies. Like
Yeah, I
even
mean,
like,
like- But
yeah, go
you
ahead.
know that means that it's gonna do well because it's like, you know, it's
Sure.
you're
Right.
playing-
Well, that's
you're
the thing
wa-
with, like- with the Last of Us adaptation, it's like, yeah, dude, that's the easiest adaptation. It's just already a show. Like, you could just immediately do it one for one.
And they already fucked it up.
Yeah.
The most
nice
ridiculous version of that is the Cuphead show, because the whole point of Cuphead the game is that it's a game that looks like a 30s cartoon, and then now it's just a modern cartoon that kind of looks like a crappier version of a 30s cartoon.
What? I still like it.
Sure. I'm not saying it's a bad show, but like, as far as why does this exist element of, you know, like, it's kind of missing.
And especially when games are drenched in like player choice, it's like, what is even the point of it being a show or a movie?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think I don't know. I'm gonna go with Splinter Cell. Why not?
Right.
I didn't even know that existed.
But I'm happy.
Neither did I.
Switchy, you got. I mean, if you want to pick something different from us, you got a real damned if you do.
Devil May Cry.
Okay. All right.
Okay, that makes sense.
I'm very glad none of us chose Last of Us Season 2, because out of everything, I think that might be the worst of the bunch, and I'm not kidding.
I watched it with the sign language assist thing, so it had a little guy in the bottom left the whole time. It was like Ellie's sidekick.
That's so
yeah.
funny. Oh, fuck, that would have made it so
my
better.
favorite character.
And he did the same pose. Ellie, like when Ellie put her hands up, the chick at the bottom left also put, and she like had a fake handgun when Ellie was holding the gun. I'm like, this is awesome. This makes the show way better.
That is so funny.
All right, best friend slop.
Ooh, it's gotta be Peak, right?
I actually heard Battlefield 6 is pretty good. I'm not going to choose that.
I'm waiting for our chat to pick up so they can say more stuff about Battlefield. I know they love Battlefield.
Because I was doing a fucking Battlefield Friends rewatch because I love that show. That show is like, it's so funny.
See, this is why we need to bring Machinima back.
Yeah.
I've only played one game
I've
here, and
never
it's
played
Split
like
Fiction.
Battlefield, and I think it's so funny.
Yeah.
I'll go with Peak.
Okay.
I was gonna say Peak 2 only because it's like the trendy game, and those always seem to win. So.
Right. It's the same variation of the. Okay. It's the same variation. Not to say that it's bad. It's the same variation of like that. I'm hazarding to say the name that you know, you play a game with a bunch of people and you got to collect stuff and bring it back. And it's the same kind of game they do each year, but like a little bit different.
No, yeah, I mentioned this in the fucking in your video, the Adults from Game video. I'm like, you know what? No shade to these games, but like I feel like every trendy game is trying to be a trend rather than a game.
Yeah. Lethal Company really hit it in 23, and then we've been getting Lethal Companies every year since. And they're not even bad games.
They're not bad. Like there's nothing wrong with them. It's just like,
now this is contentious.
Oof.
Because
yes, who's gonna vote for rematch?
Slow clap. That sounds pathetic. Yeah. Are we? Yeah. It's really. It was funny for a little bit. The like, oh, you want a roamer? Like that ad they released comparing Sonic to Mario. That's a fun little throwback. But there are still people in the replies of Nintendo posts like posting that image of the van. It's like you got to move on, man. Like the Vietnam War's over. We're done, man.
The Japanese soldier who didn't know the war ended 20 years ago.
Yeah. So, what's your guys' answer?
Just to be clear, just so we're all on the same page, is there anyone who's not deciding between Mario Kart World and Sonic?
No.
I've only played one game on this list. Yeah.
Okay. So I just want to make that clear. Okay, so we're all on the same page with that. Okay.
Yeah, it's one or the other.
Good,
we're either Team Sonic or Team Mario, really.
Yeah, but not Team Sonic Racing, because that's a different game.
Yeah, no,
game.
we're Sonic
that's
Racing.
not a good game.
All across the world.
That's the reason I didn't play Sonic Racing Crossroads, is because Team Sonic Racing sucked. So
yeah,
like, why would I play another one of these games?
I don't want to sound like I'm specifically being like, I wouldn't pay for this game, because like I get the Nintendo DLC, but like I know that there are DLC packs coming out for Sonic Racing Crossworld, but Crossworld specifically feels like a game I would want to get on PC so that I can mod it, because the mods look really, really fun. Like it sort of seems like that, like how Crash Nitro Kart is also sort of like that. That the best part about it is how easy it is to mod. Apparently, it was the same thing with
Well, they never fucking ported it to PC though.
Oh, maybe it's emulation or something. Maybe it's an older game, but it was the same thing with the first Nickelodeon All Stars Brawl. That like the most fun I had was just getting it on Steam and then getting, because the game didn't have alternate costumes, so you had to get like specific ones.
Yeah, at first it was like nothing, and it was like
if you wanted to play as Lincoln Loud as a vampire, then you know.
I'm gonna go with World because I'm so tired of Sonic Discourse every year. Even the good stuff, even the bad stuff. I'm exhausted. And B, I just think like if I'm in the mood to pick up and play a game, I'm gonna choose Mario Kart World over Sonic Racing Cross World. In a pick up and play attitude.
I feel like as a community, like it's not enough for a Sonic game to be good. It has to be like compared to other stuff. It's like, oh, we're out doing Mario. It's like you're never going to do that. So just enjoy the game. Like if it's a good game, it's a good game. Like you don't need to keep picking fights about it.
It's not 1994.
Yeah. The Japanese war
that is
over.
very insecure. People were doing that with Sonic Superstars versus
which
Mario
is
Wonder.
way worse than Wonder, by the way.
How bad! Oh my god!
I mean,
that game sucks.
It's mostly the bosses that ruin the game, I would say. Like the actual game is fine. Like it's similar to Mania or whatever, but like
I wouldn't say that.
I would not say that either. I
really love Mania. All right, Switchy, are you a Mario Kart World or a Sonic Racing Cross Worlds?
I'm doing
guy?
Mario Kart World.
All right, I think we all got Mario then. This is the first across the board answer.
Right, because I haven't played enough of Sonic Racing Cross Worlds to make an informed decision on that. So, yeah.
Let's go to best sim / strategy. Have I played any of these games? I don't believe I have.
Man, I don't know.
Final Fantasy Tactics, baby. Easy.
It's not going to be sim.
That's like frame
that's the one that it has a built-in game mode. That's the original game, and it doesn't look that different. Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, I've heard Tactics is like the best Final Fantasy game, right?
Okay.
Is that true?
Yeah.
It's definitely
I guess I'll go with Tactics too.
It is sad though that we're like rooting for like a remake.
Right? Yeah.
Nobody played Civ 7.
Super Mario Bros. 2. The best game of 2016 is Super Mario Bros. 2.
We have Civ 7. I know people really like Civ. I haven't played any of these games.
I didn't know any of them existed besides Final Fantasy and
like all over.
Yeah, I'll lock that in. Why not?
Ever know what it's about.
I still don't know what it is, but it looks the most visually interesting.
I can.
Ooh, now this is also best
one.
family because they're competing again.
It's not gonna be Cross Worlds. I think. I don't think it's gonna be Cross.
Out of this list, no, for sure not. But we got the two Lego games.
Yeah, Lego Voyagers looks pretty cool.
Yeah. Is Split Fiction a family game? I don't think it is.
It's like it is a multiplayer game, but
it's a multiplayer game, but it's not a family game.
I guess they didn't have enough games to put on the list.
That's ridiculous. Where's Kirby?
I guess maybe it was too late.
Kirby's kind of hardcore compared to Split.
That's true. You're killing people in that.
True. And I think I have to default to Bonanza only because it's nominated for Game of the Year. So, I mean,
well, like, are we judging this by which is the best game in this list, or which is the best family game? The best game appropriate for family play. Okay, so just the best
game.
Well, it's saying the best game that's also appropriate for family. So it's just whichever the best game is here.
Oh, then Donkey Kong.
Yeah, I'll lock in Donkey Kong.
Yeah, Donkey Kong. I mean, if you're talking like a family game, it's either Lego Party or Mario Kart World. There's no other option.
Although I do wish there were more. I mean, if we're talking about playing with the family, I wish you could do more in Mario Kart World locally that you can do online. It's weird that there are specific features online that aren't locally. Best fighting. Most of these are collections. I think 4 of these are collections.
Legacy collection or no?
Which Legacy collection?
The
Capcom?
Mortal Kombat one. It had some like input.
I didn't play it. Oh, was it fucked?
I'll do 2XKO because it's not a collection.
That's the League of Legends Smash Bros, right?
Yeah, so I hate it on principle.
Yeah, that's rough.
Okay, well.
I just think like it's fascinating that Mortal Kombat releasing the state it is because that's Digital Eclipse and they really
they're awesome. I really love them.
It's kind of crazy. So to see it launch in that state is a little shocking, honestly.
One of the best games ever is their Atari collection, just because it's like so cool going through the history.
Which is the best way to play those games, mind you.
Yeah.
And unless it's in
you play them for like 20 seconds and you're like, I got it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat, though, I don't know. I'm not gonna. It's sad that it got kind of messed up. I guess I'll go with Virtua Fighter 5 because I played a bunch of that on the PS3. So
isn't there like a guest character that's like some football guy? Is that the game that added Ronaldo?
I think so, yeah.
No,
okay.
That's
Fatal Fury?
Wait, no. What's that?
I think it is Virtua Fighter, right?
Because that's a Yuga Gotoku.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go with fucking Capcom Fighting Collection 2. If I knew Mortal Kombat was fixed, I would say Mortal Kombat. I don't know if it's fixed.
Yeah, me too. This is the one with Power Stone in it, right?
Yes.
Okay, put mine on the Capcom Fighting Collection 2 then.
Yeah. I'll put mine there too. I haven't played any of these games, but I'll lock that in. Best RPG. Okay, well, right now I've played one of these games, so I'm just gonna go Monster Hunter.
I'll
double on Monster Hunter.
Okay, I'll get on that.
I guess I'll go with Expedition, just because it's Game of the Year, apparently. So.
Yeah, we'll get into that for sure.
I haven't played any of these actually, so
neither have I.
I didn't even know Outer Worlds 2 came out.
For me, it was. I'd probably say, I mean, if it counts, Deltarune Chapter 3 and 4. But
bad news, it's not here. That's not nominated for anything, I don't think.
Yeah, I think because it's not a completed game yet.
Where's Pokemon Legends ZA?
Why the fuck is Genshin Impact still here?
I don't know. I'll just put me for Kingdom Come Deliverance too, because I always like the sweaty RPGs like that.
The extent of what I've seen of that is I walked into my roommate's room earlier this year, and he was like smithing something. He was hitting a weapon on an anvil, and then I came back the next day, and he was still doing that.
I just read a lot of fantasy, so it's just like, I don't know, that's my zone, I guess.
Yeah, I've heard it's very immersive, is what I've heard.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Best action adventure.
Oh, Hollow Knight Silksong, baby. That's another flame one.
I have not played it, and I'm probably also going to say Hollow Knight.
I'm going to say Silksong.
Yeah, I've played 2 of these games. And Silksong probably is the best one, but it's not one that I played. Oh man, do I want to?
You played Indiana Jones, right?
I did play Indiana Jones, yeah.
Indiana Jones looks pretty cool. How does it compare to like Wolfenstein 2 and?
Oh, it's nothing like those.
Okay.
It is honestly more of a, because you do have. I won't call it survival horror, but like, you're not constantly like gunning people down. Like, for the most part, you could pick up objects and throw them at people and use your whip, and you have a gun with maybe 5 bullets. So it's a lot more pulled back.
That's cool.
The thing that's annoying, and this is like the discourse has been happening as of late because everyone jokes about war crimes or whatever, or like a murderer, but as soon as a murderer like assaults someone or like hits a woman, it's like, whoa, that's too far, man. That you could completely destroy people in Indiana Jones, and then there are Nazi dogs that attack you, and you're not allowed to kill the dogs. Like, you cannot shoot them to stop them, because then it's going to be put on a website where it's like, oh, my dogs die in this game, we can't play this.
Right.
But they're Nazi dogs, so they don't deserve my sympathy.
Can you pet the dog?
I'll mix it up just to put Great Circle, because it's one of 2 I played.
Great Circle 1. I heard that was pretty good.
I'm a PS5 owner, and for some reason I never felt compelled to play Death Stranding or Ghost of Yotei this year. So
I heard much better things about Stranding 2 than I did Stranding 1. Like, it's sort of making a resurgence. I only use it
this year.
Well, this sucks because I played one of these games and I think I had issues with it, which is Doom: The Dark Ages.
Right. Yeah, that's also one where it's like, why didn't I play that? Because that's also right up my alley.
There was a Ninja Gaiden 4.
Yeah, Ninja Gaiden 4.
Yeah,
they also did a remaster of a Ninja Gaiden 2.
Yeah. Same time as Shinobi as well. Big time to be a Ninja fan.
Shinobi 2, yeah. Shinobi's not going to win. If it was,
No.
I would vote for it, but
I think I'm going to default to Doom just because it's the one I've played, even though I don't. having not played these other games, I know Doom: The Dark Ages is not the best game on this list.
I'll go with Shinobi because I like all those Lizard Cube Sega games because, like Wonder Boy 3 and
Yeah. Alex
whatever
Kidd.
ones that they made.
I'm not gonna not like Wonder Boy 3. I was not a fan.
Oh, you didn't like it?
No, I was not a fan of Wonder Boy.
Put me
3.
on for Hades too.
It is like a very
Going all
direct
in.
remake of a shitty Sega Master System game, so I understand.
I guess I'll go with Battlefield 6.
That's
'cause
interesting.
I've never
Okay.
played it, but I'm in a Battlefield Friends mood. so
Right.
fuck it.
It's they should come out on stage and present the award, honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I just want to say real quick, because it's probably my last time to talk about it. Doom the Dark. The most fun part. I'm a terrible shot, mind you, so I'm always hitting that stick in to do melee attacks. The most fun part about the other modern Doom games are the cool melee attacks you can do. Your chainsaw, whatever. They accidentally went in the opposite direction, where they made so many cool weapon-based melee attacks that like you need to collect ammo to do them. Like there's a limited amount. So if you run out of ammo on anything, normally in a game you hit in the stick and you melee people. But in this game, if you run out of ammo, you have to go and find more ammo because you don't have enough ammo to do your melee attack.
Yep. Yeah.
Best VR/AR.
The fuck?
The Deadpool one is the one where he
know.
referenced
I
Five
don't
Nights at
care.
Freddy's, right? Where he said, "Oh, thanks, Five Nights at Freddy's."
And Silk Song, yeah, made a joke about that.
Doesn't
and,
even line
or at
up.
least,
Did?
Whatever you
Yeah.
say, Stone
Okay,
Cold
whatever.
Steve Austin.
Whatever.
Cold Stone, Steve Austin. The Midnight Walk, that one looks the coolest. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
mean-
visually interesting. Yeah. I feel like
that's
I've
probably
brought
what
this up
I
before.
do.
By the way, I bought a Valve Index last year for a video, and now they're just releasing a much
I'm
better
so
one in
sorry.
every way. That I talked about this in the gimmick horror game video. That like in 2014, it's like, dude, VR is like the next step. Like this is going to be the future of games. And I think maybe like one worthwhile VR game has come out since then. I guess I'll go with Deadpool. I'll go with Alien. I like aliens.
what?
What the hell? Why
Did you
not?
watch Alien Earth?
I haven't yet.
I heard it's good until it's not.
I heard Sid's in that
that's
show.
how it- yeah.
What do you think,
The
Switchy?
Ice Age is a big plot point. Ice Age, the like Blue Sky.
Yeah, that's
movie.
that Fox
Deadpool.
synergy.
I mean,
Okay.
Hell
Deadpool.
yeah,
Deadpool.
let's go.
Dude, 20th Century Fox is running this category. Best mobile game.
Oh, God.
I don't like
I have
any
not
of
played a
these.
single minute of Sonic Rumble. I have
Yeah.
legitimately no idea like
This
what
is
that
the
is.
horse one that people
Dude,
are always
I
talking about.
kind of want how do you pronounce it? Umamusume?
Sure, why not?
Yep.
I kind of want horse
you know
girl
what?
game.
Okay.
I'm kind of
probably
just
go with
rooting
that
for
too,
it.
'cause
It's
I
the
feel like
only
that
one
one's
I
probably
haven't
going
thought
to
about.
win.
Yeah, probably will.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with that one too, because I like the horse girl memes I've seen.
Yeah.
I don't know what Wuthering Waves is, but it sounds like the Emily Bronte book, so I guess
Wuthering Heights.
yeah.
I'll go with
It's
the horse,
me.
I
I'm
guess.
Kathy. I've come home. So
Best
cold.
debut
Yeah.
indie game.
Oh fuck.
Ooh.
I haven't played any of these.
Dude, why are they peeing?
Remember when
That's what
Megapunk
happens in Dispatch.
was nominated and just never found a replacement.
When
That
what was?
Megabonk was one of these, and then like actually we're not a debut. We're gonna drop out.
Oh yeah, it was like a
Right,
secret
so there's a
developer.
forum.
Yeah.
They never found a replacement.
Well,
Hmm.
I'm gonna retroactively vote for that.
Between Expedition 33 and Blueprints for me. Blueprint, like, because Expedition 33, I get everybody says it's the greatest piece of interactive fiction ever made by humans, but Blueprints looks pretty sick. I like the Myst style, Myst fused with like Resident Evil 7, you know, like going through a building. This is what I was talking about with why I love Metroid Prime. I just like walking around and picking things up and, you know, that kind of stuff. So I think I'll go with Blueprints.
Anyone else locking in Blueprints?
No,
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think so.
probably not.
I've seen a lot of people talk about Dispatch, but it's just like it's one of those Telltale games, right? Like you just talk
Yeah.
to people and then make decisions.
Well, yes, but also like no.
Oh.
It's not
I've
literally.
seen so much of Dispatch, and I don't actually understand what you do.
Yeah,
in
it looks
that
like
game.
Invincible.
Like, what's the game?
I think
It
it's
is
just
very
dialogue. I
Invincible
think you
esque.
just like choose dialogue.
That's. I mean, I haven't even seen a choice for choosing dialogue. I've literally only seen the cutscenes.
Right.
Maybe
It's
just
like
a visual
battle
novel.
kitty.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna go with Expedition 33.
Switchy, what do you think?
Dispatch.
Okay.
Cool.
Oh man.
I
All
mean,
right.
like,
Well,
I have a friend who loves Dispatch. The guy who does the fucking voice for one of the Disadventure Camp characters.
You're gonna go
He
with
loves that game.
Despelote?
never
yeah.
heard of it. All right, I'll go with a Despelota. Yeah,
if
just
it wins, I wouldn't be too
to
upset.
mix it up a little bit. Ooh. Okay. Well, now we got to make the same decision again, basically.
Right. Silk Song.
I've heard really good things about Bollocks Pit. I don't know what it is.
It looks
but I've
really
heard
fucking
good
cool.
Drag
things.
extra.
It does look cool. It does
Yeah.
look really cool. And I want to play it one day.
I like
but
Devolver Digital. Yeah.
Probably not going to do it. Yeah.
Where's Fall Guys?
Not going to do it till 2026.
Yeah, where's Fall Guys?
Where's- where's-
Played that.
Where's Genshin Impact?
I
It
don't
was
get it.
Garden of Banban. Where the hell is
Fortnite. Yeah. Like, where's my Roblox obby? I've been playing that nonstop.
Mhm.
That was other discourse that happened in the week that people like Roblox fans are like, okay, guys, we're leaving Roblox. What do you recommend? And people are like, oh, Steam. And they're like, dude, paying for games? What?
I remember that.
Just go to Itch.io if you don't want to
where-
pay for games. Like there are alternatives.
Where's Tattletale?
Played the
That's true, but
shittiest
in Neon White.
horror games of all time. on
Yeah.
HBO.
Well, like not to shit on, like, because, there is value in there being a library of free games for people that want to get into it that can play it on any hardware. But the best games, everyone's just like, oh man, this game, no, people are sleeping on this one Roblox game. The best games on Roblox are just recreations of other games.
Right.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, it's like
You're not
Project
wrong.
Spark or Dreams. Like, yeah, I mean, there's definitely stuff in there.
I'm gonna be a contrarian. You know what? I know it's gonna win. I know Hollow Knight win. I'm gonna say Bollocks Pit.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think I didn't play any of this, but I think I'll go Silk Song.
Hell
Go with
yeah.
one of them for sure.
Well, it's probably gonna be either Silk Song or Expedition 33, but I'm gonna stick with Bollocks Pit.
Well, I'm going off like personal, like, I'm not picking Silk Song because I think it's going to win. Out of all these, having not played any of them, I think I like Silk Song the most just off of principle of what it
Yeah,
looks
that's
like
why
and
I
what it
picked it.
is. Yeah.
All right,
You locking in
fair
Silk
enough.
Song?
I was actually not like the biggest Hollow Knight fan either. So
Or you
Yeah.
but I've
Expedition
heard good things about Silk
33.
Song.
I've heard Expedition's
wasn't
kind of like
at
Xenoblade.
first-
No, bro, I'm Silk Song, bro.
Oh, okay.
I'm Silk Song. All six Silk Song.
I was not a huge Hollow Knight fan at first. As a big Metroid fan, I was
gotta
like,
go
this
back.
isn't as good as Super Metroid.
Yeah.
But then over time, I grew to really love it. And then by the time that I really loved Hollow Knight was when like a month later,
Yeah.
basically after my most recent playthrough of Hollow Knight is when Silk Song came out. So I was just like primed for it. And now it's in this
Well,
weird position
Prime
where it's
4.
like, I know. It's weird that the Metroid game that came out this year is like third stringer compared to like Donkey Kong and Silk Song in my
Yeah.
head.
Well,
you know?
earlier you were like saying, oh, Prime 4 is kind of like this. I think Metroid is probably the most, not copied, but the most like, yeah, the most copied series. Like, there are so many other games that
Yeah,
are like,
sure.
oh yeah, this is Metroid. Yeah,
It's like a big thing.
right.
That-
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
like-
Whereas the actual birthing, the mother that birthed it, she is not as respected as all of her children, you know.
right.
But it is what it is.
I've only played Fortnite and Helldivers, and I would want to pick Helldivers over Fortnite, but I don't think the support could have been that good. Because I played the game and nobody was talking. I mean,
I'm gonna
I
go
have to...
Final Fantasy 14. Why not? I don't know.
You picking that?
Yeah, why not?
All right. I think I'm going to default to No Man's Sky just because I don't know what they've
I
done.
was gonna say No Man's Sky.
I was going to say, I don't know what they've
No
done
Man's
this
Sky
year,
too.
but I have to assume that whatever they're doing is the best community support
Switch-
if the game
The
isn't
Switch
bad
2
now.
version.
I
yeah.
honestly, like, I love this story of this fucking game of the year 2016 being a mega flop, and it just like regaining the love of everyone over
Yeah.
a decade. Like, I love that. I think that's awesome. Fuck Mighty Number 9, but yeah, let's go.
Yeah,
Was it
that's-
was it 2016 or 2015 when best?
That was
2016.
2016. Those are both 2016.
I was
They
gonna
were
say
both
I was saying
terrible.
when best indie game was it was fucking Undertale and stuff was nominated, but Rocket League won or Overwatch won.
Oh, God,
it was
yeah.
one of the yeah.
That wasn't indie.
It was some. It was like maybe Overwatch won best game. I think it won Game of the Year
It was
2016.
Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Overwatch won Game of the Year.
That's hilarious. But yeah, it was Rocket League that beat Undertale for best indie game in 2015, or best new game or whatever. What do you think, Switchy?
Fortnite.
Put me for Fortnite.
All right,
Oh yeah.
it never ends.
Fortnite Battle Pass.
When they add American to Fortnite, then
Best ongoing. I mean, probably
That was
Marvel
the
Rivals
stupid.
will
That's
win,
the same
right?
thing.
Yeah.
No, now they got Marvel
Right.
Rivals in there.
About
They added Marvel Rivals because the community support was so bad for Marvel Rivals that it could possibly be nominated for that.
I guess Marvel.
That Marvel Rivals had like really good support.
I mean, they certainly add.
My heart's been touched by Dan's reflection of the events.
Yeah. Is what I was hoping. I guess I'll go with. I've played Marvel Rivals for sure. That is actually I fucking hated playing that game, Fortnite.
Like Fortnite again.
All right, games for impact. I didn't play any of these, but I like Consume Me conceptually.
Yes.
Oh, this is
I'm
corny.
gonna go with.
What's
I haven't
Consume Me
played any of
about?
those either.
I don't know. But it looks like you move your
It's like
hands to.
It's hard to. It's like a slice of life game.
Well, this not to be reductive, but games for impact. This is not about which of these games is the best game. It's like these games are nominated because of representation, which is good. It should have that.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
It's got some religious themes to it. So if you're into that or not into it, then let that affect your, perception of it. So
I guess it depends on the religion.
I'm fine with any of these winning unless one of them is really not good socially, in which case I don't want that one to win. But
You don't want Xbox Game Studio to win?
I guess not.
You know what?
I
No.
guess I'll go with Despelette.
Okay.
Despelote. Yeah.
Despelette.
I'm going with Consume Me.
I'll do Consume Me as well. I think I'm basing it off of art style, and I think it looks the most fun.
It does look
Consume Me.
fun, but-
Put me for Consume Me.
All right.
Yeah.
Get those in. How's it feel, Dan?
South of Midnight is one of those things where like they tried going for like that Spider-Verse style,
Oh.
but only in cutscenes, and then the actual gameplay just looks like a normal, like a 60 FPS game.
Yeah,
So
I
it's just-
feel like inherently,
yeah.
if I see Xbox Game Studio, I'm like, that game's probably not very good.
Right.
I guess I'll do Doom because this is the one I
feel like
played.
I need to know more about this in regards to like what exactly each one of these provided.
Accessibility in Doom: The Dark Ages, it has colorblind options where you could change like the saturation levels, and it legitimately just like changed the color of everything. But
Okay,
it's also the
Where
only
the
game I
fuck
played.
is Kirby Air Riders?
Yeah, that's true. You could saturate the top right if you really want to.
I
Where's that?
genuinely like. I'm gonna take your word for it. I'll just do Doom as well. Like
Okay.
this is the only one I'm like.
Again, I picked that because it's the only
This
I've
is the only
played
one
here.
I feel like I need to know more context about, just because
Yeah.
like this is specifically in regards to accessibility, and it's
I
like
feel like
I don't know.
Ubisoft is evil, but they always do good accessibility, so why not
That's
just
true. That's fair.
yeah.
Put me for Doom.
Okay.
There you go.
Doom's gonna sweep the awards this year. I can feel it.
Oh yeah.
Totally.
We all loved
Oh,
Doom.
Got 23. Oh, best performance. Didn't Charlie Cox was it him or was it Aaron Paul who's like, I don't want to do this anymore?
Was there fucking 3 people from Claire Obscure on there? No other game have any. They should get whoever did Void Kong or in Dungeon Bonanza. Get him
And is
in
also
there,
hidden
so.
within the code of Mario Kart
Fuck,
world.
do I say the white
Yeah.
guy with the beard, the white guy with the beard, or the white guy with the beard?
I'm gonna go with
Hey,
Kanatsu.
there's 2 Japanese ladies. So
Because
they
I
just
like
have-
that. What I know about her is that she didn't know anything about Silent Hill, and then like started playing the games to get ready for this, and she was like, "Oh my god!" So I'm liking that. Oh, okay, hold on. I'm gonna wait for you guys to vote, and then I'll see. Because
Okay.
oh fuck,
There's
Troy Baker,
Troy
Indiana
Baker,
Jones. He
yeah.
does sound like Indiana Jones. I'll give him
Yeah.
that. And last year at the Game
Yeah.
Awards, fucking Harrison Ford walked out, and they was like, "You're Indiana Jones now." Abed is Batman now.
I've not played Expedition 33, but I did play Final Fantasy 16 and thought it was pretty good, if also kind of flawed. So Ben Starr, I'm going with that because he was also Clive in that game.
Nice. From Clive and Wrench, of course.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go with Troy as well.
Jesus, we've been going for 3 hours. I just like
we got
so
like
it's 9 o'clock.
we got 6 more awards.
Well,
We're
to be
almost.
fair, it took us 2 hours to talk about the desert.
We had a lot to cut. We
uh-huh.
didn't even talk about Mina the Hollower at all. See, we got priorities here. Switchy, what do you think?
I'm really scared for that game.
For Charlie Cox.
I forget that Charlie Cox isn't actually blind.
I'm really worried about that.
About the Mina the Hollower thing.
The yacht club
Okay.
situation.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna lock in for Battlefield 6 because best audio design means the loudest.
Right.
So, yes.
I think best audio design means the scariest, so I'll go with Silent
Yeah, I would say Silent Hill F for sure. Just because like horror games just tend to have really good.
Although Ghost of
Yeah,
Yotai probably
Silent
has
Hill
really good sword sounds, like whing.
That's true.
Yeah.
But I hate sword sounds, so that actually makes me like it.
Yeah.
It
It's actually got the
Yeah,
worst audio
That's
design.
good. That's right.
I've not played a second of any Battlefield except for Battlefield 1, like for 10 minutes.
The first
and
one
that's
or the
all I have
one
to
that's
say.
titled Battlefield 1?
The one that's titled Battlefield 1.
They have tinnitus scales in the audio settings. That's awesome. All right, best score and music.
Where was Battlefield 6 for accessibility, huh?
Yeah, well, I think the issue is that it causes tinnitus, so they had to beg on that. Where's Kirby? Where's
Where's Kirby?
Okay.
Well,
hold on.
Nintendo is only ever
Legit,
nominated for
where
family
is-
because they don't make real games.
Where
They
is
make games from
fucking
doo-doo diaper
Mario
babies.
Kart World has the
Where
best
is Mario
soundtrack.
Kart World actually? Like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
I don't fucking care about the soundtrack to Ghost of Yotai. I don't care about
Yeah.
the soundtrack to Death Stranding 2.
Dude, I feel like they actually kind of are biased against Nintendo.
Dude, the world's
like
biased
they
against
are.
Nintendo, and we're
I
the
feel
only
like
ones
we
that
need
care. We're on the front lines.
Guys, might have to kill Jeff Keighley.
You have to take
Like,
it
I
down.
understand that Nintendo fans only play Nintendo games, but the fact that like not a single Nintendo, like Mario Kart World, didn't get on this is kind of
Listen,
like.
man, I played
kinda
Monster
makes-
Hunter and Doom. I tried.
Right.
You never know what's gonna be
I'm just
nominated
saying
until
that,
the end
like-
of the year.
Like, even people who aren't Nintendo fans say Nintendo has goated music.
Yeah.
Which is funny because they just announced that a Yoshi's Crafted World OST was added to Nintendo Music an hour ago.
Where's Sonic Racing Crossworlds?
What the fuck? Why are you adding that game? That is the worst game to add. Get this shit out of here.
Yeah.
One time they added recently Metroid 2 on the Game Boy.
Oh, great.
And
That's
that
hilarious.
has like 2 songs, and the rest are just
And they're
like
both bad,
weird.
Except
It's
for
just like weird.
SR88.
Yeah, like the main theme.
But
of,
even
when
then,
you're
like,
in
there's
the
better
caves.
remakes of that song in other games. So that'd be
Yeah.
Smash Bros. Or the actual remake.
Yeah.
And other Metroid
So-
games, other M.
And other M's.
Um,
Well, I'm gonna go with Silk
ooh,
Song
shit.
probably, right? Are we
Yeah, I'm
all
going
in on
with
this?
Silksong.
Yeah.
Twitchy?
That is an absolutely gorgeous soundtrack.
I mean, I know Christopher Larkin, so I mean,
I saw
Love it.
Ludwig for a second and got excited, but it's not the same one.
No,
Which
it's
you
not-
all in on
no.
Silk Song?
Yeah, I'm all in on Silk
All
Song.
right.
right.
26,
What do we got next?
Best art direction. These are the same games,
it's
but
either. It's
Right, it's the same game.
Oh my god. Hades 2.
I'm so tired.
it
I
is
mean,
too.
I'm gonna actually say Hades 2 as well, honestly,
Okay.
because I mean, I'm
Alright.
gonna be real here. Like, I like how Silk Song looks, but like, was it any different than Hollow Knight?
Yeah, I mean it's just like a more polished Hollow Knight, basically.
Yeah.
I
Like,
put
I
it
feel like-
to Silk Song.
I feel like
Okay.
I like how it looks, but like
I
just
will
the
too,
fans
because
for
like
this game,
just
so.
from a frame standpoint, it's kind of like my Cuphead, being able to see like the
Yeah.
individual startup frames of everything.
I get
I'll
Best
say with
narrative.
Expedition 33, like visually, it like has interesting visuals, but it kind of looks very janky and shitty. So it's just like I don't know. That's I know a lot of people will come after me for saying that, but that's just.
Oh my god, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. How many more are there? How many more times do we have to see Death Stranding 2 on the
There's
beach?
only 3
How
more
many more
awards.
times?
Dude,
Nobody
he's
is
friends
picking
with
it.
Jeff Keighley. You don't understand. They're best friends.
How many more fucking Ghost of Yote? Oh my god.
Dude, honestly,
I'm going
fuck
with
the Game
I'm going
Awards.
with Kingdom Come Deliverance.
I hate the
again.
Game
I'm so
Why not?
tired.
We gotta
of
make
this
our own
shit.
Nintendo awards.
Where the fuck is Battlefield 6?
Where's Metroid
Where's
Prime
Kirby?
4?
What about Monster Hunter's entirely fucking story? You find a child who was born of the monster.
And
I'm
then
looking for
what?
Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Oh,
'cause
you're
I
gonna have
just
to play the
think
game
it'd
to
be-
find out. Switchy, what do you
Yeah.
think?
Oh my gosh, just put me for Death Stranding 2.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Dan?
Put
Kingdom
me for
Come
fucking
Deliverance.
Claire Obscure.
Okay. You're doing Deliverance, Wyatt?
yeah, I have no idea what is going on in the story, but there's guys with armor and like swords and stuff. So
I'll do Silent
seems
Hill
like it's
F.
pretty
I
good.
haven't played it, but if it's a Silent Hill game, it can't be that bad.
Yeah. Nobody likes Ghost of Yotei, unfortunately.
No.
I
Well,
swear to
it's
God.
nominated
I
for
swear
Best
to
Game
God.
Direction, though.
I swear to fucking God.
There keeps being new categories with the same games.
But here's the thing: when it comes to any Best Director, how the fuck are we gonna know that? Like, we weren't there. It's like saying,
know.
best like shift manager. Like, I wasn't there. I don't know.
yeah, I don't even
Fucking,
know
I will
what the
give
hell this
Ghost.
category.
I'll
What the
vote for
fuck does
Ghost
this
of
mean?
Yotei because I'm like
Mixing
I'm
it up.
done. I'm done. Just
I
give
think
me
I'll go
Ghost
with
of Yotei.
Hades
I
just
don't
off of the
fucking
fact that
care
like
anymore.
if it is,
It's not a
yeah.
normie game.
if it's an indie game and they manage to get the sequel out this quickly, it's got to have decent direction.
I would not hate if Hades 2 won, but I'm just I'm
No, I
checked
guess
out at
Ghost
this
of
point. I don't
Yotei.
care.
Exciting stuff. Splitting right down the middle, which leads us to the Game of the Year.
Oh boy, here we
Nominees.
go. So can we
Ooh.
talk about the fact that all of these have been nominated for 2 other categories at least, except for Donkey Kong.
Well, Donkey
Bonanza.
Kong's a
So
family
you're-
game for babies.
and Astronaut's not.
I think that it will be 33. I want it to be Silk Song because I think that would be more important for the industry. The best game
that'd
of
be
the
cool.
year for me, even not even on this list, is Bonanza. Like, compared to everything I played this
Yeah.
year, Donkey Kong Bonanza is
Yeah.
the best game.
Yeah.
Oh, it's up there. I think I put a similar amount of time into both. Like I played them both for like 75 hours. So I don't know. I think the pure fun of Bonanza over the like vibes of Silksong, but also the nightmarish misery of like how fucking hard the game is another factor where it's like, do I value that compared to like the like fun factor? Because I really just was in like a good fugue state throughout Bonanza. But then again, by the end of Bonanza, like you were talking about, it became kind of a slog to 100% it. I don't know. Do I want to go with Silksong for the 40th time?
I mean, if it's
Yeah, why
if
not?
it's okay, you're locking in
Yep.
Silk Song, Switchy.
Yep.
What are you leaning towards?
Bonanza.
Okay, Bonanza and Danza.
Honorable choice.
I mean, like I've only played Bonanza, and it's between Bonanza and Silk Song, and I want Silk Song to win, but like this is Game of the Year, so I feel like I have to vote for the one game I played, so I'm gonna say Bonanza.
Okay. Oh, you're too big.
What would
man.
be your game of the year in general? Like,
Overshadow.
Bonanza?
like not related to
remember.
this list.
I gotta remember what games I played this year.
Kirby Air
'Cause I
Riders?
think I still like Kirby Air Ride. I think Kirby Air Riders is my favorite of the Switch 2 lineup right now.
Interesting.
Like I just think that game has such a fun gameplay loop.
Bonanza's gonna be my game of the year anyway. Like even before I got these
And-
nominees, I'm like, Bonanza's my game of the year.
I don't know. I honestly don't even. I don't know. This year has been great, but also like none of the games I really want,
Man, I love video
except for
games.
Bonanza and Silk Song.
Yeah.
are here.
I guess what
and
this
I guess
means is that I
Aliens.
need to play Silk Song above all else.
You need to play not Claire Obscure.
Good
You
game.
don't need to play that. You got to play
Yeah.
Silk Song.
Yeah, I have heard good things.
I
Speaking
can't wait
of
for Kingdom Come to win.
important
that'd be
indie
awesome.
outings, I'm getting this on my desk right now. There is a free demo out now on Nintendo Switch for Yuka Replay, the remake of
Okay.
the hit game Yooka-Laylee.
How How'd you like the original version of that?
I didn't play it. All I know about Yooka Replay is that they were the first trailer to leak that there was going to be something with Nintendo because they had the little eyes emoji.
I do remember that.
Yeah. Well, those were our Game Award nominees. That's our. I'm just gonna exit out of this because like if we need to go back while watching the Game Awards, I can just watch back the stream and close all of these individually. We have differing opinions about Metroid, more or less. It's an okay game. It's not up at the very top of the list. A bunch of other stuff happened. There's a Mario Kart update. Was it Yacht Club Games is gonna if Mina the Hollower doesn't sell well, then it's gonna fold. Like it's gonna be over.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I know. I love Shovel Knight. So I hope
Shovel Knight's so
it
good.
does well.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It is literally my indie of the fucking century.
Yeah, it's probably like.
I mean, it was 10 years ago. Yeah, we're getting in right at the end. But we have. I mean, I will be watching the Game Awards at the Game Awards time. If you guys want to watch the Game Awards, we could watch it together as well. And then next Monday will be what is it? Episode 37. Let me check this note real quick. Switch to Ultra 37, and also the final Switch to Ultra of the year. And then I'll be done with my hiatus. Like, I don't want it to be the first Monday after MagFest, but it'll be like, let's say, the 19th. Coming back to the show like January 19th, maybe. That's the plan currently. Been a really big year for Switch to Ultra.
MLK Day. Your turn. Let's go.
Yeah, we're gonna have a big special about it. I not only is this a podcast I've been a part of the longest time now, but also marks the year that I've streamed the most. Big event, big eventful. I have been your co-parent BHultra,
and I have been your co-parent Switchy,
and I've been your Funkle Dan,
and I'm the guy. I'm here, Wyatt. It's me.
Yeah, our Metroid expert.
Get excited for Metroid 6 next year, everybody.
Listen, we're building up to it. And I need to.
Metroid Pinball 2, let's go.
I guess I gotta play Silk Song, but I'm hanging up now. We've been here long enough. We'll circle back. We have much more thoughts.